Oh, wow, man. Okay. All right, greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Season 6, Episode 23, Part 2 of the Front Line Blacc News. The air date of this episode is April 26, 2026. Okay, I'm Shabaka Sankora coming to you out of Las Vegas, Nevada tonight, West Coast Correspondent. Okay, we're waiting on our Denver office to come in, with Jesse Paris, and also please donate to our PayPal that you see right there, jparis45@gmail.com, to keep this platform going. Okay, and we've been doing this here for a number of years, and for 6 years here on Frontline Blacc News. We started Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced back in 2016, during the 50th anniversary of the Black Panther Party. Okay, and we've been at it, for going on 10 years now.
Y'all don't hear us.
Hey, Brother Chaz came in, okay, playing opening credits. All right.
Pull up and see the motherfucking listen.
Pack your bag, time to go home.
Talking crazy on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
This our grind, we outside on it. While y'all fools on the outside looking, y'all show no respect to Black America, so leave. Hey.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your digits, make it just fly on.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your digits, make it just fly on.
You landed on the tarmac, fresh off the boat. Talking about y'all building nothing, man, you choking on the note. My ancestors the reason that this country even breathes. Picked the cotton, built the White House, planted the seed. Jim Crow laws, redlined the map, we was the target. You think that struggle's a costume, man, you can't mark it. We fought the wars, we bled the blood, we died for our future's chance. And you come here and give our legacy a side eye while throwing shade on the guard. While you benefit from doors we kicked down with our last breath. Now you spit on the architects who stared down death. Disrespectful, that's disrespectful, ungrateful, a slap in the face to only people who gave a fuck. So let me show your ungrateful ass to the right place.
Pack your bags, time to go home.
Talking crazy on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
This our ground and we outside on it. While y'all fools on the outside looking, y'all show no respect to Black America, so leave.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your digits, make it just fly on.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your digits, make it just fly on. Passport, the visa, the privilege to be here. Cause my grandma did march for y'all, so disappear from our land. You cosplaying our pain. Think it's a trend you can borrow, but you ain't inherit the ghosts of our sorrow. We the foundation, the bedrock, the soil and the root. You not no branch on our tree, and unproductive people always cosplaying me.
Talking about we ain't do nothing, you lost your mind. We built this from nothing, time after time.
From the beginning to now, we been the backbone and muscle. Why you look down on the struggle and cause a whole tussle? The energy spat was disgusting, it's whack. So let's make it clear, there's no turning back.
This land is paid for in full.
In blood, sweat, and tears, and dreams deferred.
You don't get to come into a house we built from the dirt and telling Black America y'all ain't worth nothing. That's a violation. Facts.
Pack your bags, time to go home.
It's our soil on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
Show respect, this our ground. Y'all just tenants on a leash.
Or get the step.
Show no respect to Black America, so leave.
Don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, taking your business, I can just fly on.
Don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, taking your business, I can just fly on.
Yeah, fly little birdies.
Fly on back to where you came from.
This ain't for you. The soil is sacred.
We said what we said.
It's time
for y'all to go home. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Fly far, far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Fly far, far away from here. So fly a little little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Far, far, far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Far, far, far away from here. Bye bye little birds.
They thought we forgot, but we never forget. This one's for the rules. We built this land from dust and tears, 400 years, and we still here. They write new rules, but they don't see. Every freedom they got came off you and me. We planted seeds, they took the bloom. We lit the flame, they left the room. But we back now, no disguise. The spirit's what we realize. All we want is what we earn. That sweat and blood, yeah, that table turn. You can't buy culture, can't fake that fight. This is our day, this is our ride. We LPA. Say it loud, say it strong. We the heartbeat that's been here all along. Foundation of Black Americans, stand tall. We ain't begging for nothing, we built that all. Born from pain and grace, you can see the truth written in our face. We the soul, the sound, to fight the flame. Foundational Black Americans, say our name. They love our rhythm, but they dodge our blues. Use our voice when it fits their news. They take our sound, but not our scars. We the backbone, we the stars. Now the veil is gone, the mask is clear. We see the game, we know what's here. No more silence, no more lies. We lift that flag and watch it rise. Rise up. We the ones that made this nation breathe. Our veins are power, our roots are trees. We know world is rhythm and grace. And now we're reclaiming our rightful place. Can't copy courage, can't steal pain. You can't inherit soul by changing names. Our story ain't done, it's the revival. We guard the gate, it's about survival. We FBA, say it proud, say it loud. The world dances on what we vow. Foundational Black Americans. Still we stand, still we fight, still we demand. Every block, every song, we've been right here all along. The soul of a people strong and free. Foundational Black Americans. We the first, we the root, we the fire. Still rising, still here. Foundational Black American.
We set the tone and they copy the cadence. Dance to our drums and deny the foundation. Wear the style but don't honor the source. Smile in the crowd and you distance and force. Say you not us but you rap like we breathe. Take the rhythm, then fuse the receipts. I ain't mad, I'm just holding the glass. Showing the mirror, now answer it back. I ain't here to cancel nobody. Just keep it honest, keep it solid. If you eat from the table we built, don't act surprised when we guard it. Do you like that? Do you like that? When I flip your sound and I ride like that. Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Cause that's how it feel when you borrow my culture. Then act like we never mattered. Hip-hop.
Mike Larry. Now this shit here, it's what I see it is. We're not fighting your battles. We're not carrying your fear. We're not lending our history to people who erased us while we were here. Just cause you're born here, don't make you FBA. That makes you a citizen, learn the difference today. This is lineage, not a look you can wear, not a costume you borrow when it benefits you there. You used our culture like an access card, backstage pass, a straight facade, but now the mirror's in your face. No disguise, and you're uncomfortable looking truth in the eyes. We didn't leave our land to beg for a chance. We stayed, we fought, we took every advance. That's the separation, that's the line you cross. We paid the price, you learned the cost. You waving your flag on our soil, but fighting not to go back home. Waving your flag on our soil, building comfort on a foundation you didn't own. We waving our flag, red, black, and gold. Stood our ground, never sold. You waving your flag on our soil, but scared to build what you claim you love. Our humor, our style, the way we move, the smoothness, the sound, the things we prove. Music we birth, language we shape, innovation forged under constant escape. Warrior spirit means stay and defend, not flee your land and rewrite the end. You call it success, but don't confuse the two. Ease came after what we went through. You abandoned your land and called it strategy. You wave that flag loud, but won't return to build your legacy. That contradiction tells the story for you. You waving your flag on our soil, we're fighting not to go back home. We waving ours where we were forged, every inch earned, every brick known. We can't be deported, and that truth changes everything. We can't be deported, and that truth changes everything. We know who we are, and now we see who you are too. Just because y'all born here doesn't make you FBA at all. It makes you an American citizen. It's biologically impossible to be us because it's a lineage, not some damn costume you can just put on to look cool. You immigrants and immigrant Americans has used our culture as an access card, a backstage pass to our culture. Now y'all have to look in the mirror. Our sense of humor, the aesthetics, mannerisms, the style of dress, the smoothness, the creativity, our genres of music, innovativeness, our slang, our warrior spirit by staying on our homeland and fighting and not fleeing to somebody else's land to beg for a better life and shit on the very people who fought to have us there. That's who we are. And we know who the hell y'all are waving your flag on our soil and fighting to make sure y'all don't go back.
You can't leech off our culture anymore. Beat it!
Mike Larry, man, you did it again. We really making history. Let's go.
Do you like that? Do you like that? Flip your sound, how you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Say it loud, don't walk it back. Do you like that?
Do you like that?
You grew up mimicking us, now y'all switch it up. Turn the carbon copy, y'all ain't black, what the fuck? It's funny y'all connecting to our culture like it's Wi-Fi. Surfing on our waves of our culture, no more Wi-Fi. Still in my culture for all these years. Look how time flies, all these colonizers in disguise. Hate y'all still, hate us outside. Study doctor, vampires, it's the blood of our guilt. They copy the flavor, sip the juice, love the results, hate the truth. Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Flip your sound. How you like that? Do you like that? Democratic shields, talking points, the road they fill. Fish and chips, agent on the mic, judging FBA, but ain't you half white? Talking like you one of us, we need a proof face. The agent type with a prune face, like 50 and Jim, it's a cold game. Throwing stones cause we build our own lane. I'm joking, kinda, but I mean that. Smile calm, pressure intact. Y'all proud where y'all from, way they flag, beat they drum. But when it's us, tone switch fast. Same pride, but it's too much. FBA pride, lineage solid, you can't put this on, can't try it on. Built here, stayed and fought, that's the difference. That's the card. Do you like that? Do you like that? Say it clear, don't twist the facts. Do you like that? Yeah. Do you like that? Do you like that? Point made. Point made. No edit. No edit. No care. No care.
You know, erasing history is something that you have to do when it comes to conquest, domination, and destroying a people. If people knew who they were, and what they were capable of in the past, they will understand what they have a possibility or a likelihood of doing in the future.
Foundation of Black Americans, we've always had a culture of resistance. We cultivated a culture of resistance on this land, and we've been resisting ever since we've encountered European domination.
But nothing was really popping in Europe until the transatlantic slave trade, and that's where they amassed a lot of wealth.
One thing that I think is unique about our culture as far as how we resist, how we fight back, is just the environment we were put in from day one. Being only 13% of the population, the white supremacists were very meticulous about keeping that population at a certain amount.
There was never a period when we did not resist the encroachment of the white man.
They have a natural behavior of authority no matter where they go. That's why they'll step up in front of us in the line at the store. We're not important. They don't even see us.
We've never been able to excel. We've never been able to relax. We've never been able to just be, which means that existence is resistance.
It must be something in our DNA, our historical background, to when something doesn't sit right with us, especially spiritually, in our souls and in our spirit, we just say no.
We live resistance. You know, from the moment we're born, we're in resistance. And it's handed down generation to generation.
And so I think that cultural resistance is actually in our DNA, in our epigenetics, and then it blossoms out into the culture.
So there's almost nothing in America that we do, from song to dance to politics to the way we talk, the way we dress, having coded languages considered to be slang today. Everything about Black American culture is a form of resistance.
Of course, they want to always downplay our contributions to the global tapestry because they continue to act like our number one export in this country is not Black innovation.
Everyone understands that our resistance has been the cornerstone of what foundational Black Americans have always done. We are the life that breathes everything into this nation.
The further back you go, the further Black you go. It's just simple like that, brother.
Introducing the B1 Rolodex, the easiest way to search for and support FBA and B1 businesses. Hundreds of entries from the Black grassroots for the Black grassroots. Free to use, free to download, constantly updated. Trouble navigating the document? Try using the map version. Notice a business missing? Use this simple Google form to submit an FBA or B1 business. Also submit anti-Blacc businesses, which are now being collected in that last tab. Find resources, contact numbers, and much more using the second tab. All the info you need to start practicing group economics today. Go to blacktruthunited.com. That's blacktruthunited.com.
Greetings, Black family, greetings, and thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Front Line Blacc News. I'm your host, Chan Krumah, and we already starting off with the trolls already, Shabaka. Already had to block 2 trolls already. And on this season 6, episode 23, part 2 or part deuce of the Front Line Blacc News, we'll be discussing several topics. The first topic is Gunman Cole Allen tries to kill Trump. Ooh. Lee's Manifesto. The White House Correspondents' dinner shooting. White woman informs other groups that they never will be accepted by them no matter what they do. Been telling y'all that, but y'all don't want to hear it from us. FBA culture is confrontation to injustice. That's right. Candace Owens gets her wake-up call by Laura Loomer, who called her ghetto. The dump human shit, and we want to make that perfectly clear, goes off
absolutely
on Candace Owens. True Social post sparks debate. This Blacc MAGA member may be the corniest one of them all.
Who is he?
You don't know him, Shabaka.
Boosie. Okay, because I've been having a lot of black maggots coming up on the like page. Okay, I'm sorry. Please continue.
Yeah, I don't think you know people with facial tattoos. Unless...
No.
I don't know. You might know some people with facial tattoos. That's a new age thing, though. Boosie just received his wake-up call for co-signing Vlad TV. And then we are based out of East Denver, North Aurora, Colorado. We get a news from a Frontline and Black First perspective. We are part of the new Blacc Media and also the signal boosters of the new Blacc Media. We have been around for 6 seasons now and counting. And we have several platforms that are part of the Frontline campaign. Frontline Blacc News is the first one. We started back in 2020, 2021. It's Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced is based on the 50th anniversary of the founding of the original Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. We started on Blog Talk Radio back in 2016. Excuse me. And have been around for 11 seasons now. Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced covers the Black experience from the beginning of time until 10 minutes ago. And is also part of the Frontline campaign and has recently, within the last 2 years, moved from Blog Talk Radio to StreamYard. Please make sure you like and share the broadcast from me. Please join us on StreamYard, YouTube, Frontline Blacc News. The links to all of our channels are in the description, including Frontline Blacc News. Frontline Blacc News 2, our backup channel. Make sure y'all sub to that, just in case they try to take Frontline Blacc News down again. My personal page, just a Chan Krumah. Make sure y'all sub to that so y'all can be abreast to what's happening here in Denver in regards to the city council meetings and the local Denver and Aurora City Council and Denver Black events and Aurora events, Black events. And then we got Lady Chase Seduction Doll channel. Make sure y'all sub to that so Lady Che can start going live on that channel. Then we got her main channel, The Revolutionary Agenda. Make sure y'all check that out. The RBA, the link to that is in the description. And she should be dropping the RBA sometime this week. Then we got Shabaka's YouTube, Jeanette 1. Make sure y'all sub to that so Shabaka can start going live on YouTube. Then we got our cousin, our Lokester, who was live earlier, Jay Militant. Make sure y'all sub up to his channel as well, What's Cracking TV with Jay Militant. Then we got our brother Kukizi out the Mile High. Kukizi 5100. Make sure y'all sub to his channel. Then we got our brother Breeze Omega out of Virginia, who was just live. Make sure y'all sub to his channel as well. He just surpassed 1,000 subscribers. He's on his way to 2,000. And then we got our brother, the Church of Black Power, who's out of originally from Watts, California, but now is in Houston, Texas. Make sure y'all sub to his channel. He was live earlier as well. The Church of Black Power. He just surpassed 2,000 subscribers. He should be at 3,000 now.
Then we got our brother Black Truth United, who's been on hiatus, but came up with the B1 Rolodex, which I just played the ad for, which is a modern day green book for FBA and B1 businesses alike. And yours truly is in there as well for my political work. And I am a candidate on the ballot, as you can see, for House District 8. So if you are in the state of Colorado in the east side, 5 Points, Park Hill area, you can vote for me. Then we got the link to that, to the Rolodex. We got the link to submit your business to the Rolodex. Then we got counsel the Congressional Black Caucus and create a foundational Black American caucus. The petition for that is also in the description. Then we got our sister Brooke, her call to action out of New York with the Freedmen's Fund. The links to that is in the description as well. Then we got Lady Chase GoFundMe. Make sure y'all donate to that if you haven't already. Then we got the 103-year-old elder who's on the verge of losing her home almost 40 years in South Central Los Angeles, or now South Los Angeles. And the link to her GoFundMe is in the description. And then, like I just said, support me for House of Representatives in the state of Colorado for House District 8. The link to the website is also in the description, and you can donate directly from the website. So please donate if you can. Then we got copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. And I do not own the rights to the music. And if you don't understand racism or white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else you think you understand will only confuse you in all 9 areas of human or people activity. And that is economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. And some say health and nutrition. In all 9 or 10 areas of human or people activity. And that was by Mr. Nelly Fuller Jr., who transitioned exactly a year ago at the age of 95, ProduceJustice.com. And when you a Black person are captured by any race soldier, you must never fuss, fight, or flee. Comply and defend yourself in court, also by Mr. Nelly Fuller Jr., ProduceJustice.com. And last but certainly not least, we got racism and white supremacy. It's conscious and subconscious behavior to maintain white genetic survival, to prevent white genetic annihilation. And that was by the late master teacher, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, who transitioned exactly 10 years ago at the age of 80 and would have been 90 as of 3 weeks ago. And shout out to our FBA brother, Tariq Nasheed, for paying for her funeral, along with several others. So those are the topics. We got Big E in the building. Salute, Big E.
Salute, Big E.
So those are the topics. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. All right, Shabaka, what are your thoughts on this Correspondents dinner shooting?
Glad you brought it up. Okay, a whole bunch of shit isn't adding up already. Okay, number one, out here on the West Coast, I have been monitoring the story is that they raided old boy's house out there in Torrance, California. This individual attended the California Institute of Technology. Okay, they had him laying down.
I just seen over that they had interviewed him on ABC out there. What is that? ABC 7. What is it called?
Okay, you're talking about in Los Angeles that.
Yeah,
that'll be KABC Channel 7. Yeah, KABC Channel 7. Okay, but a lot of this shit to me, people, is not adding up. Okay, for starters, is you having this gala event, you got the president right there. Why wasn't people searched and screened? You know what I'm saying? Number one.
They said he didn't make it to the dinner itself. He was at the security checkout.
Oh, okay. Okay. So then evidently he must have had something planted right there. You see what I mean? Next question is,
a lot of people are saying this is a hoax, or it was planned. It was
now that's the next thing I was about to say. We're on the same page. Was it planned? It's because Dump is going down in so much popularity that they went up there and staged this bullshit. And then his wife, who was sitting next to him, is that I saw it on the tape delay when the Secret Service came out there, and she said, "What's going on?" So they grabbed J.D. Vance. They looked like they was mugging his ass. They grabbed him by the collar, bum rushed him out of there. They got the Dump out as in human shit. And I want to make that perfectly clear. Then they got, selective personnel up out of there. Okay, so this individual, man, is gone for life. Okay. With him attacking the president of the United States, that's a separate crime within itself. Okay, then not to mention, from what I understand, he discharged some rounds, so you got about 4 or 5 counts of attempted murder on that.
Second-degree murder. I think they're trying to
second degree. So he killed somebody there.
I don't know about that. That's the charges they're throwing at him.
Okay. So they're probably overcharging him to get him to plea bargain. But the fact of the matter is, the dude is washed up. He did hold a master's degree from the California Institute of Technology. Okay, number one. Also, too, high tech is getting out of hand anyway. You see what I mean? It's because you got all this artificial intelligence writing crap. And see, an artificial intelligence only knows what it has been fed. That's why it's called artificial intelligence. It's because it cannot rhyme. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, just like the Terminator. What did old boy says? That thing there cannot be negotiated with. It can't be reasoned with. You see what I'm saying? It only knows what it is programmed. And then to get people to go for this bullshit, they telling you, well, look at all the great benefits that you could have and all that. So they linking up your phone numbers with this shit, your computer IPs, your damn bank accounts. You see what I'm saying? And they could tell exactly who you are, man, in less than 5 seconds. You see? You're putting in all his goddamn advertisement on here. You see? And then, as you just said there, Brother Che, you said you had to kick some trolls out on me already, that they was already trolling, and they did. And they excommunicated. And just give me an idea of what some of the insults that they were saying.
They were just laughing and saying stupid stuff in the chat. I'm just like, okay, well.
Okay.
We're gonna get
okay. All right. So these are some people who need to go find them some extracurricular activities to do. Probably some drunk bastards. You know what I'm saying?
And then also cursed, and then they said they seen a documentary, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell y'all talking.
They said that. Okay. They said that Tulsa was.
It's cursed forever.
They said
Tulsa's cursed forever, and something about some documentary they seen, and I was like, what does that have to do with any of this?
Right. Okay. So, they're trying to, you're starving for attention. You know what I'm saying? And then the YouTube link is out there. All you got to do is say you want to come on up and debate with us and what have you. We'll get you on up here. You know what I mean? And then on top of it, that they don't like the truth of what we're saying is because, see, well, when we left Blog Talk, you had a wide base audience. Now with StreamYard and Spreaker, you're only getting so much. The same thing with Stinky Bird, but they want you to go up there and pay 4 figures for it for a year. You see what I mean? And then you got all these other content creators who keep putting shit up on my wall. And I'm just telling them, man, don't put your shit up on my wall. You know what I'm saying? All over the like pages.
I hope TBA don't come after me for this. But fair use. This is from Jason Blacc. Jason Blacc covered the story as well. So I'm going to play about 30 minutes of this. He didn't even do a full stream.
Okay.
He didn't even do a full hour tonight. So I don't know if he has storms in the area or something come up, but he covered this briefly.
Okay.
Tonight on the Blacc Channel, this was the scene in Washington, D.C. last night. This is the Washington Correspondents' dinner. And in the middle of it, they heard gunshots. Police came in, Secret Service came in. They rushed President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance and the cabinet out of the room. And that's basically it there. So we'll go ahead and get into some information here next now, including the suspect, one Mr. Cole Allen of Torrance, California. And what I want to do here, I want to get right into the manifesto part of it. I want to get right into his manifesto because he did leave one. What it said was, hello, everybody. So I may have given a lot of people a surprise today. Let me start off by apologizing to everyone whose trust I abused. So he did want to let you know that had happened. And by the way, this was him after they subdued him. This was him after they subdued him. He said, I apologize to my parents for saying I had an interview without specifying it was for Most Wanted. Okay, so he does have a deadpan sense of humor. I apologize to my colleagues and students for saying I had a personal emergency. By the time anyone reads this, I probably most certainly do need to go to the ER, but can hardly call that not a self-inflicted status. I apologize to all the people I traveled next to, all the workers who handled my luggage, and all the other non-targeted people at the hotel who I put in danger simply by being near. I apologize to everyone who was abused and or murdered before this, to all those who suffered before I was able to attempt this, to all who may still suffer after, regardless of my success or failure. I don't expect forgiveness, but if I could have seen any other way to get this close, I would have taken it. Again, my sincere apologies. On to why I did any of this. I am a citizen of the United States of America. What my representatives do reflects on me, and I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. Well, to be completely honest, I was no longer willing to a long time ago, but this is the first real opportunity I've had to do something about it. While I'm discussing this, I'll also go over my expected rules of engagement, probably in a terrible format, but I'm not military, so too bad. Don't worry, fella. It's more than it's hyped up to be. Administration officials, not including Mr. Patel, they are targets, prioritized from highest ranking to lowest. Secret Service, they are targets only if necessary and to be incapacitated non-lethally if possible. AKA, I hope they're wearing body armor because center mass with shotguns messes up people who aren't. All right. Hotel security, not targets if at all possible. AKA, unless they shoot at me. Capitol Police, same as hotel security. National Guard, same as hotel security. Hotel employees, not targets at all. Guests, not targets at all. In order to minimize casualties, I will also be using buckshot rather than slugs, less penetration through walls. I would still go through most everyone here to get to the targets if it were absolutely necessary, on the basis that most people chose to attend a speech by a pedophile, rapist, and traitor, and are thus complicit, but I really hope it doesn't come to that. Rebuttals to objections. Objection number 1. As a Christian, you should turn the other cheek. Rebuttal. Turning the other cheek is for when you yourself are oppressed. I'm not the person raped in a detention camp. I'm not the fisherman executed without trial. I'm not a school kid blown up or a child starved or a teenage girl abused by the many criminals in this administration. Turning the other cheek when, quote, someone else is oppressed is not Christian behavior. It is complicity in the oppressor's crimes. Objection number 2. This is not a convenient time for you to do this. Rebuttal. I need whoever thinks this way to take a couple minutes and realize that the world isn't about them. Do you think that when I see someone raped or murdered or abused, I should walk on by because it would be inconvenient for people who aren't the victim? This was the best timing and chance of success I could come up with. Objection number 3. You didn't get them all. Rebuttal. Gotta start somewhere. Objection number 4. As a half black, half white person, you shouldn't be the one doing this. Rebuttal. I don't see anyone else picking up the slack. Objection number 5, yield unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Rebuttal, the United States of America are ruled by the law, not by any one or several people. Insofar as representatives and judges do not follow the law, no one is required to yield them anything so unlawfully ordered. I would also like to extend my appreciation to a great many people, since I will not be likely to be able to talk to them again unless the Secret Service is astoundingly incompetent. Thank you to my family, both personal and church, for your love over these 31 years. Thank you to my friends for your companionship over many years. Thank you to my colleagues over many jobs for your positivity and professionalism. Thank you to my students for your enthusiasm and love of learning. Thank you to the many acquaintances I've met in person and online for short interactions and long-term relationships for your perspectives and inspiration. Thank you all for everything. Sincerely, Cold Force, Friendly Federal Assassin, Allen. P.S. Okay, now that all the sappy stuff is done, what the hell is the Secret Service doing? Sorry, gonna rant a bit here and drop the formal tone. I expected security cameras at every bend, bugged hotel rooms, armed agents every 10 feet, metal detectors out the wazoo. What I got, who knows, maybe they're pranking me, is nothing. No damn security, not in transport, not in the hotel, not in the event. Like, the one thing that I immediately noticed walking into the hotel is the sense of arrogance. I walk in with multiple weapons and not a single person there considers the possibility that I might be a threat. The security at the event is all outside, focused on protesters and current arrivals, because apparently no one thought about what happens if someone checks in the day before. Like, this level of incompetence, folks, I'm quoting his manifesto when I keep saying I'm quoting him. Like, this level of incompetence is insane, and I very sincerely hope it's corrected by the time this country gets actual competent leadership again. Like, if I was an Iranian agent instead of an American citizen, I could have brought a damn Ma Deuce in here and no one would have noticed. Actually insane. Oh, and if anyone is curious, is how doing something like, I'm reading this directly. Oh, and if anyone is curious, is how doing something like feels. It's awful. I guess he meant doing something like this feels. I want to throw up. I want to cry for all the things I wanted to do and never will, and for the people whose trust this betrays. I experience rage thinking about everything this administration has done. Can't really recommend it. Stay in school, kids. So that was the complete manifesto as written by Cole Allen, the would-be assassin, the latest in a string of people who have attempted to kill President Trump. I don't know if he's had the most assassinations ever. If he hasn't had the most ever, he's certainly second most ever. If he's not number one, he's definitely number two. And so, Mr. Allen, if based on what happened to the second would-be assassin, the one who tried to kill Trump on the golf course down in Florida, yeah, Mr. Allen may be looking at a life or double life sentence in his case. So, ideology notwithstanding, I'm like, yeah, dude, get ready to hold this life sentence or this double life sentence. Nobody died, and that's not going to make a difference. Remember what we've always taught you all, government is not an organism that protects the people. Government is an organism that protects itself. So they can come to your house, murder you in cold blood. Your neighbors can do it, get a slap on the wrist. You try to do that to the people who really matter, and they will get you, you get a speedy trial. You don't get 5 or 6 years of fighting it. Here's your speedy trial, and here's your speedy life sentence. So you will be dealt with permanently. You'll be dealt with permanently. So, for those who didn't see that, I'm going to go through a few things here in particular so that you all can see exactly what occurred here and how it occurred. So first, what we're going to do here, I'm going to first show you the before events here. There's actually some clearer video of him running through the metal detectors. Now, what he did was he checked into the hotel. He actually made a reservation earlier this month. Cole Allen knew that Trump was going to be showing up for the White House Correspondents' dinner. The presidents always do. So he made reservations at the Washington Hilton a few weeks ago in the month of April. So he made reservations at the hotel. So he was actually a guest at the hotel. Washington Correspondents' dinner is one of these few times when you know exactly when and where the president is going to be. All right, what happened was everybody's gone into the ballroom there at the Washington Hilton. One of the designated magicians is there showing Trump a magic trick. And about this time here, Cole Allen is making his way down toward the ballroom. Let me go ahead and show you all. Let me go ahead and show this next piece of video first, and then I'm going to show you the layout. So this is him over here on the left-hand side of the screen running through the detectors. He fired a shot or two, but that was him running through the detectors. It's going to go ahead and repeat itself here in just a moment. So everybody had their guns drawn after the damn fact, but there he goes, straight through the metal detectors. So for those of you who have not seen this video, or you haven't, been keeping up with the events, or were not aware of it, that's just showing you exactly what happened there. So there he goes through the metal detectors. He's on his way. And when you hear the gunshots and stuff, that's when comes the next part here. You see the Asian lady here, she goes on, they're hearing the gunshots now. They're like, wait a minute, what's going on? Trump is looking very nonplussed. He was very unexcited. I guess at this point, he's used to it. Here comes the Secret Service, sir. We are not asking, get up from this table. We are leaving. Trump is like, I want to stay. They like, no, you ain't. J.D. Vance, we're getting you out of here. And here come the complete riot-geared police around the table to cover his exit. So that happened there. All right, now here's the Washington Hilton floor plan. The 720 degrees of analysis you receive absolutely nowhere else. So as you can see, there's the foyer. You can see the foyer of the hotel, the elevator bank, the International Terrace East. And what they're showing there is that this is where the suspect was seen running by the security checkpoint. So what you saw when I showed you him running through the metal detectors and whatnot, that's where he was going. It shows you where the suspect was tackled at. And right next to that are the stairs going to the ballroom. So he was running in through here. He was heading toward the stairs. He was trying to make it through the metal detectors, get toward them stairs so he can get down in there and start hitting who he gonna hit. So that was basically what occurred. So if you were not aware of what the layout of the place was or where exactly he was trying to go to, now you have a pretty clear idea of exactly what it was. So when you see this particular video now you know exactly where he was going. When he goes out of frame, he's heading toward the stairs just on the other side of the picture here. But like I say, the further along you get, the more Secret Service and police and security there are. So as you can see, he was down in a matter of seconds. All right, let's go ahead and answer some of the questions some of you all there might have had. All right, you see this picture right here. Some of y'all were saying, wait a minute. When he ran to the detectors, he had a shirt on. You see him over here and he doesn't. Yes, folks, that's because at this point he is without clothes. What? Yes, sir. At this point, once they got him tackled and subdued, they stripped him down. So they tackled him, subdued him, handcuffed him, and then stripped him down. So they've actually got him covered up over here. But in reality, it's like, no, we're going to do a body cavity search on you right now. So I don't think this was part of his plan. I think he had something a lot more glorious in mind, going out in the blaze of glory. I think he had something else in mind if the assassination attempt, quote unquote, failed. I don't think he thought he was going to get a taste of Epstein Island, but in any case, yeah, they tackled him and said, okay, let's see if you got any other weapons in here at all, anything. Oh, no, we ain't taking you down to the jail. I hope you got some clean underwear on because we're going to be looking here in just a moment. So, yeah. Oh, they're going to search him right then, right there. Oh, no, you're not getting to a jail. You won't get there. We're checking you out right here, right now. Right here on this flow. So I am pretty sure that that was not what he thought was going to occur. I just have a sneaking suspicion he didn't think this was going to happen. Well, yeah, there you go. So now he's like, oh boy, I wish they would have shot me. So in any case, yeah, they grabbed him, they nabbed him, they grabbed him, they bagged him, and said, okay, let's see what else you got going on. So he is in custody. That happened. But then again, a lot happened here, as a matter of fact. There's a lot happened here. We're getting reports that are coming in about what happened. We're getting reports about what was coming in about what happened there from the CT Mirror. They have a great article about this. I'll just briefly go over it here. It says here that from the Associated Press, DC shooting suspect's family expressed concern to Connecticut police. The man accused of opening fire at the White House Correspondents Association dinner railed against Trump administration policies and referred to himself as a, quote, friendly federal assassin in writings sent to family members minutes before an attack that authorities increasingly believe was politically motivated. You think? The writings sent shortly before shots were fired Saturday night at the Washington Hilton made repeated references to President Donald Trump without naming him directly and alluded to grievances over a range of administration actions, including U.S. strikes on boats accused of smuggling drugs in the Eastern Pacific Ocean. Investigators are treating the writings, along with a trail of social media posts and interviews with family members, as some of the clearest evidence yet of the suspect's mindset and possible motives. Authorities uncovered what one law enforcement official described as numerous anti-Trump social media posts linked to the suspect, Cole Thomas Allen, a 31-year-old California man accused of trying to breach a security checkpoint at the dinner while armed with multiple guns and knives. Suspect's brother reached out to Connecticut police. Allen's brother contacted police in New London, Connecticut, after receiving the writings, according to the law enforcement official, who was not authorized to discuss the ongoing investigation and spoke on condition of anonymity, and yet he's speaking on the investigation. New London Police Chief Brian M. Wright said in a press release that his department was contacted at 10:49 p.m., quote, by an individual who expressed concern about the incident that occurred earlier in the evening. The reporting individual wanted to share information they believed to be pertinent to the matter. New London police then contacted federal authorities who interviewed the person, Wright said. Allen's sister, who lives in Maryland, told investigators her brother had legally purchased several weapons from a California gun store and kept them at their parents' home in Torrance without their knowledge, according to the official. She described her brother as prone to making radical statements, the official said. Light skin stuff. The writings examined by AP ran more than 1,000 words and read as a rambling, deeply personal message, opening almost jarringly with a casual, hello, everybody. Like Peter Gabriel's Big Time. Hi there. Before shifting into apologies to family members and coworkers and even strangers he feared could be caught in the violence. The note moved between confession, grievance, and farewell, with Allen thanking people in his life, even as he sought to explain the attack. So I already read the manifesto to you all there. So you got that part of it. So, yeah, Jason Williams always said, biracial. If they're biracial, they're bipolar. What? Okay, all the light-skinned folk going to be mad at me tonight. It's going to be some of that. So, Jason, why you got to go there with it? Can't we talk about tethers? No. Not tonight. Biracial, y'all know how it is. All the ladies in here, if you date a light-skinned dude, it's 50% biracial, 50% bipolar, That's basically what you're going to be dealing with. So you sitting there concentrating on the black half and, miss the forest for the tree. So, no, I am not surprised. I am not surprised at all. Matter of fact, I can hear Dave Chappelle right now. Right now. And some of y'all can too. So in any case, and then he wrote a whole note. He tried to stay serious with it, and he broke into light skin stuff, He tried to stay super gangster with it at first. He's trying to be all solemn, and right before it was over, when he got to the PS is the bipolar side. The bipolar side of the biracial breaking out. He said everything else is Thank you to the many acquaintances I've met. Thank you all for everything. Sincerely, Cole, Cold Force, friendly federal assassin, Allen. And then stop. P.S. Okay, so like I expected security cameras. Like the one thing I immediately noticed, like the level of incompetence, like if I was an Iranian agent, it's like, okay, this is totally crazy, dude. Man, I was walking up and down the Hilton, dude. You know, after I watched The Office, I watched some of The Office and Friends, and I went down to the lobby, dude. I knew the stairs over there. I scoped the place out a week in advance there. I know the stairs were going to the barroom, dude. I mean, it's just like crazy, dude. Oh man, they didn't even check my bags, dude. Oh, watch, I gotta send this text message to my family right before I walk in, dude, because I thought this over. I'm not military, but I thought this over with precision, dude. That's right, home skillet. So, yeah, looking like a young Sinbad. So it's, can't really recommend to stay in school, kids. And those gonna be your last damn words the public gonna hear from you. Stay in school, kids. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let him have his way, but you know, here we are. So they're doing their thing. I mean, boy, he went sprinting through that detector, though, didn't he? I mean, he went sprinting through. Okay. And then the one cop over here, now look in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, the one cop did pull their gun.
Blacc.
He didn't do nothing. Like, okay. So they don't want me to analyze this video for them. They don't want me to do that.
He said, why he sound like
I just couldn't help but notice, hey, the one cop who did have a gun, he didn't do nothing.
Blacc.
So I guess he was, I'm not going to accuse him of saying go get him, but we'll just say, by the way, and take a look at all these government.
Hear me. He's talking about the video. He said it sounded like Jason Blacc, and I said it is Jason Blacc.
Oh, okay. And then also too, this is a case where this dude is, man, that you
the Naruto.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And so therefore, man, what it is that this dude had so much brains, man, that he was insane.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, and
employees, they all.
It was a tragic lotto too, Shabaka.
Yeah. Well, his black ass still would have qualified for the auction block.
He don't care about none of that.
Know?
All he care about, appeasing Whitey.
All sitting in here bull jiving.
You know,
these are a bunch of government employees. They just stand around. Somebody in the chat room said J. Cole.
Damn.
In any case,
damn, J.
They all just sitting around bull jiving.
All
right, these are government employees here. They think about their pension. They think about their days off. They think about their union protections. Somewhere the Iranians are like, why didn't we think of this?
He did.
Why didn't we think of this? So yeah, the most physically fit and active person here was the damn gunman. So would-be gunman. They need to hire him for the Secret Service. He's the only one apparently thinking. Yeah, that's kind of nutty there also. I'm still not sure what the white square is. I'm not sure what the white square is, but it only shows up when a person comes through the metal detector. So I don't know. Maybe it's part of something else. Because you see when they step back there behind it, not really sure what the white square is. It must be something technological. I doubt everybody's carrying a placard and just drop when they get to the metal detector. So something about that. But in any case, I saw the video one night. So if you want to know what happened last night, this is what occurred last night. So it was that. Yeah, maybe facial recognition, maybe something. Maybe it's just scanning because it didn't look like it was looking at their faces. AI something. Somebody's scamming more money out of us for technology that don't work. I'm like, okay, how well the AI work here, y'all?
Damn scam.
Hey, y'all, how well did the AI work here? Sir, this will increase our level of protection. Okay, tell me how well the AI increased the protection here, folks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, break Griffin.
Let me know how well the AI increased the level of protection here. So,
damn.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Will they blame DEI? They
Snobby.
wish they could.
Snobby.
Don't worry. You're not going to hear any of the white supremacists, the Matt Walshes, the Tucker Carlsons. Just believe me, DEI, they don't start talking about unqualified people when stuff like this happens. They don't talk about how did you get your job and qualifications when this happens. So don't worry. Once again, this is going to just slip off into the memory hole. They won't bring up who's qualified to be here. Not now.
One kitty has entered the building.
The plane crashing into the truck at LaGuardia. Notice I told y'all they're not going to talk about DEI there either. Did you all notice they all went deadly quiet?
It's Khalifa this time.
Oh, she wants to get on TV.
Soon as you start showing faces and showing the personnel who are involved, then they get quiet. They don't want to talk about DEI anymore. Like, okay, well, seems like you're not really concerned about qualifications. If something goes wrong, shouldn't be watching everybody. All of them, don't worry. Lightning MAGA maggots. All the white supremacists, they won't be saying anything now. They're about to get real quiet. If you bring it up, they're going to be like, what's that got to do with anything? Okay.
That's why I was like, this is a tether. I know
this was a failure up and down the damn line. This is a failure up and down the line. So I don't know if they're going to be holding any more Washington Correspondents dinners at the Washington Hilton. And usually the Correspondents dinner is a very, subdued affair. It's usually pretty boring. Well, this year was livelier than most.
What did you say? He probably
this year was livelier than most.
Yeah.
It was livelier than most, but then again, they're not done yet. I want to have an opportunity to discuss these things here because, by the way, y'all.
Yeah, look at that hairline. His hairline.
Among other stuff going on. That's why I'm glad, it's just one of these things that they're not going to put this stuff in its proper context. They are not going to put any of this in its proper context. Because this occurred also.
Yeah, Shinobi.
Right here on your screens, this occurred. Woman seen snatching wine bottles in aftermath of White House Correspondents' dinner shooting.
Oh, please. What?
Yeah,
snatching
y'all.
Wine bottles.
Yeah.
So that motherfucker up there trying to get that
there was
booze
this.
from and shit. Probably a fucking drunk like Cash Patel. Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah, folks.
Maybe
I mean,
Booze
she's sitting there with
Brothers
her
put it
fur
up to
coat
Cash
on,
Patel and
blonde
that's
hair,
it.
blue-eyed, and I mean, she said, "Well, since y'all the liquor coming free tonight."
Yeah, the Booze Brothers.
She said, "Let me grab this." Yeah, y'all, this would have been so ghetto. Okay. If Meg Thee Stallion was doing this, it would have been so ghetto.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's definitely white.
Oh, girl said, well, look, everybody done left. She said, hey, y'all, I ain't mad at it. Everybody done left. They ain't drinking it. She said, this is some good stuff right here. Let me get this. Let me grab this right quick. Before they put up the yellow tape. Let me go ahead and grab this before they, roll out the yellow tape. It's heard this to a crime scene. She said, all right, let me grab a few bottles.
Oh, man.
She like, hey, just because they ruined everybody else's evening, they ain't ruining mine.
So she's gonna get straight, get
She
drunk.
said, just because he ruined everybody else's evening, that's no excuse for them to ruin mine.
Half cooked bacon.
Y'all, I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I'm just like, okay, well, don't be acting funny when we do it.
He breaks.
If it's gonna be legit for one, it need to be legit for all. That's all I'm saying. I ain't mad at you, but don't be looking at us funny when we do it. We do it, and all of a sudden, oh, there goes the neighborhood.
He's like, no sense in letting good.
Like, okay, some folks just got shot up in here. The president's getting rushed off. Like it's a South Central Cartel concert.
To these
folks getting rushed up out of here. The police is pointing guns. Like, okay.
I'll just help myself to these bottles.
I ain't mad at you. Just don't be acting funny when we do that.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, she said it was a Saturday night. She said she came to get lit one way or the other.
He said,
19,
since I couldn't help but notice y'all ain't using these bottles, so let me grab these right.
He said he couldn't see a pedophile, murderer, rapist live any longer or something to that extent.
Damn. Man, what kind of dope was this motherfucker on?
For all we know, it could have been MK Ultra.
Quick.
Yeah.
Since we leave,
yeah, well, that motherfucker
I would have drunk him here anyway. That's what they do, folks. They get up in there and get drunk with their glasses. She's like, hell, I'm gonna get my liquor on.
He washed up.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad. So, folks, I mean, look, it's not a crisis.
So,
like that. I need to remind you all of the rules I have here. Like last night, a bunch of folks here, man. Look, don't come to my chat room talking about breaking news. Don't tell me about stuff that is happening that I'm not talking about. There's a reason that I don't interrupt my program for quote unquote breaking news. I don't do that. Don't.
We do.
You come here trying to hijack the chat room to do that either. You saw something interesting. Okay. You sit on your page with it. I am not the village crier. You know why? Because I'm not going to say it was a non-event because it was not a non-event. But the bottom line is most of the information that you had last night was wrong or incomplete. So it's like, okay, why don't we wait till we get some facts? Why don't we wait till we know something? I don't believe in talking about stuff and you don't even know what's happened yet. You don't even know what has occurred.
And you know they beating his ass.
And in the internet age, unfortunately, too many people are perfectly gleeful to talk about stuff and have no clue whatsoever what has happened or what hasn't.
Yeah, he got a point there.
So I'm like, you know what? Whatever has occurred, it'll be there when we get back. We are not going to interrupt our program talking about Candace Owens because Donald Trump going through some things. And what you found out was it was a Yahoo who ran through the metal detectors. He immediately gets tackled. They strip him down. And that's it. He's off to jail. And, man, and by the way, Trump in the damn White House. So, dude, you might get a trial. Then again, you might not.
She is looking beat. We're going to get on her.
By the way, dude, we talking about you going to get prosecuted by Trump's White House. So, I mean, you might get a trial. Then again, you may not get one.
Yeah, I don't see.
Trump might keep your ass sitting in the damn jail for the next year. So I'm just like, y'all, we ain't gonna find nothing else.
That motherfucker for about 2 years before
he's gonna be gone for a minute. I'm talking about a trial. He's gonna be gone for a minute. So no, I am not going to interrupt anything. If something happens, that's it. It's okay. Well, Jason, there's breaking news. Nigga didn't break out.
He look like Jussie Smollett.
Have some facts. Don't just talk about stuff because you saw something. Don't do that. So we're here tonight. Now we have a lot more information, a lot more things confirmed, a lot more things solidified. We found the dude's manifesto. You got video of the events from a whole bunch of degrees.
They did a whole interview with this dude.
And now it's like, it's another day in America for me, man. Jason, how you feel about it? It's another day in America. Cut the check.
Right.
And deal with it, nigga.
Yeah, right. God, it's not. That's how this shit is crazy.
So everybody's saying breaking news. Ain't no breaking news, nigga. You get your ass banned. Well, Jason, don't you want folks to know? They know enough already. Well, what do you think about it, Jason? It's another day in America. Cut the check.
Right. That's right, Jason.
That's my standpoint. What it's been, what it's going to be, what it's going to stay. Damn, Jason is a cold-blooded nigga. Yeah. I said the same thing y'all remember during COVID. I said the same thing about the Ukrainian war. I said the same thing about Biden getting kicked out the White House, Trump getting elected. Y'all, my stance does not change. I meant what the hell I said.
Yep.
I don't give a damn what's going on. But Jason, it's a pandemic. Ooh, you better hem my halls, my cough drops, my scarf, and cut my damn check. There's a war in Ukraine. Oh, man, that sounds rough. You better take some of that money you give the Ukrainians and hand it over here and cut my check. Biden getting kicked out the White House. One less mouth to feed. Right. Cut the check. Jason, World War III. Oh, man, we only got 30 minutes to live. Damn, you better hurry up and direct deposit that check then. Mm-hmm. We ain't got no time to waste. Hey, Jason, there's a gunman trying to get Trump at the White House Correspondents' dinner. Oh, man, hey, Trump, you need to hurry up and sign this check right quick.
Yeah.
I heard you only got a few more minutes. Trump. You better hurry up and sign this check. Hey, man, don't you see what's happening? Oh, man, I heard something down the damn hall. What do you mean you heard something down the hall? I'm like, hey, man, didn't you hear? The gunman is on his way. You better hurry up and cut the check. The gunman's on his way. Don't you see he running through the metal detector? You need to hurry up and cut the check. The gunman is on his way. Hey, he right down the hall. Hurry up and sign this. Because I don't know if JD going to be in any condition. Hurry up and sign this right quick. Yes, that's my response to everything. No, I'm not going to be rattled. No, I'm not going to be distracted. No, I'm not going to be detoured. I don't give a damn what the headline says. The agenda has not shifted. Ain't nothing you can do to make that agenda shift.
What's your question, Shabaki?
Period. So no matter what occurs, well, Jason, why is he staying on top of the news last night? I was on top of the news last night. I'm not interrupting what the hell I'm talking about.
No.
I'm on
JD's
point.
a Marine Corps veteran and a war veteran. How do we know?
No, don't worry. Candace Owens will be saying that it was Israel.
Oh, please.
Hey, this dude
don't worry. Candace Owens will be saying it was Israel. So you already know that. Alex Jones, Candace Owens, they're going to just use their stump speech. Candace is going to come up with some crazy cockamamie bull jive story to say it was Israel. She's going to investigate. I'm not lying. She's going to investigate Cole Allen's white side of the family.
Nigga, what?
She's going to investigate the white side of the family. She ain't going to do a damn thing about the black ones. She's going to investigate the white side of the family. I guess those are the ones from Connecticut. What?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's from Torrance, California, where the parents' house is, where the folks in Connecticut call the police. Okay, so I don't know. Candace is going to be looking in the white side of the family. If there's any Jewish folk or whatever, she's going to be like, okay. So just mark my words. She's going to be doing an in-depth analysis of the white side of his family, and she's going to claim that they're related to the first shooter in Pennsylvania. And
damn.
She's going to claim that there were satanic rituals and the family's made a blood oath. And
his mom is Igbo.
They're part of the Knights Templar.
Oh,
he's going to shot to God.
There was a plane flying over D.C. about 30 minutes before Cole Allen entered the Hilton. She's going to find a plane that didn't have a transponder on about 30 minutes before Cole Allen entered the Washington Hilton. And she's going to tell you Erica Kirk was the pilot. What? She's going to tell you the Turning Point USA paid for Cole Allen's plane ticket. Turning Point USA paid for Cole Allen's plane ticket. That's what she'll be saying. Erica Kirk was flying the regional jet.
I give kids.
She wanted to make sure he got there.
Yeah, that's some tether shit.
So that's what she'll be doing.
That's tether shit right there.
So in any case here, folks, like I say, no, I'm not rattled. People, do you expect anything to shock or surprise me at this point? No, not at all. Not at all. It's another day in America. This place is wacky. It is completely unhinged at this point. Folks is out here doing stuff for clout. They just doing stuff to be seen. I'm a 31-year-old teacher from Torrance, California. Let me go get famous, because ain't nothing in life really popping for us light-skinned dudes out here in Torrance right now. Man, nigga, go make you a mixtape. You about to sit up here and get a life damn sentence for nothing. Okay, the chicks might not be digging you and whatnot. It's okay, go make a mixtape.
He probably does.
Go do that.
He's a half-cooked cinnamon bun.
I mean, he looks like the kind of dude they get his hair straightened out for him and whatnot. He can make a mixtape.
Yeah, that's him, Nobby.
He needs to be worrying about doing that. No, he's worrying about going to the damn Capitol and starting some mess. So no, y'all are not going to see me going out my mind. No, it is another day in America.
This is America.
This kind of thing happened every day. You know, he kind of reminds me of, so y'all can go look him up, that rapper Prof, P-R-O-F. He looks like the kind of dude who would be rapping just like Prof does. For any of y'all who never heard of Prof, P-R-O-F, you can go look him up in a little bit here. But this dude right here, if he shaved his hair off, he would and put the glasses on, he would look just like Prof. And I would expect him to be rapping the same damn way.
I don't even know who that is.
I'd expect him to be rapping the same damn way. So I'm like, okay, dude, you could have saved your damn life and made a damn mixtape. You could have done that.
He's done, Nobby. He's done.
No, he doesn't want to do that. So, okay. Go ahead and hold this life sentence then, I suppose. I think it's a whole lot more exciting to stay away from that personally my damn self. I would think that was a whole lot more exciting. He decided to go ahead and just, do what he doing. Oh, they said they never heard of him. They said they never heard of him. Okay.
Yeah, I like.
Oh man.
Well, all that I can say, man, this dude, man.
Baby, I'm just trying to make a living. Swashbuckling, scraping up chicken for the kitchen. Pardon me, I'm honestly gonna take a couple dishes. Silverware, for instance, it's all in good business practices. Every morning I wake up and think, get your vote, it becomes such a fucking process.
So, yeah, I'm just saying, hey, bro, you could have put out your mixtape. Instead of this damn life sentence you getting ready to run down. So folks are just doing crazy stuff for clout right now, y'all. They're doing it for that. It's
bad.
There is no logic. There is no reason. There's not a lot of thought going into it.
They're doing all that for clicks and views.
Yeah.
He was sitting there the whole time. That whole manifesto he wrote was talking about how people gonna be talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all realize that his entire manifesto was about how people are going to be talking about him and what they're going to be saying? The crazy part is, dude, they ain't going to be saying nothing in 48 hours. Right. In 48 hours, folks going to be back to talking about Mike Vrabel and the Patriots, although Mike Vrabel is probably happy right now that something got him off the front cover. Damn! What? Boy, I know Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel were happy to see this. All my football heads, y'all know Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini were happy this happened. They're like, damn, finally something got us off the front page.
He said that he wanted to get rid of the pedophile, rapist, and murderer in chief. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Finally, everybody got something to talk about other than us. So yeah, there's a number of folk right now. They're like, oh, good, the heat is off. The heat's off now. Finally, the news cycle has moved on. So yeah, man, what did you expect? No, it's nothing new. It's nothing new. It's nothing shocking. The government's incompetent. Okay. This was news. Man, you ain't been down to the DMV and seen how incompetent the government is. You haven't tried to get a passport and seen how incompetent the government is.
Wait.
You thought the Secret Service was any different from any other government employees.
He was high off of something. I don't want to be high off of.
The man was talking about, I can't believe it. They just let me walk around the damn building.
They did, Shabaka. They did lose. Great news.
Okay. Dang.
Okay. You have the most incompetent president in the history of the republic.
Man, the
He was sitting there in
motherfucker's
the
a
damn
damn
ballroom,
convicted
basically
felon,
waiting to
man.
get whacked.
Multiple counts. What the hell do you
These are the Secret Service agents that he's chosen over a year and a half after he got shot the first damn time. So these are 100% on him. These are all his people.
I mean, with Trump being incompetent and crazy as he is. No, you're doing right, guys.
Remember, this is a year and a half later. This is the government that he put together. This is his government.
Hi, Khalifa. Say hi.
Everybody who is or is not doing their job, that's on him. And as you can see, they wasn't doing a damn thing. They sitting around bull jiving. Man, you seen better security at Disco 9000.
Meow, meow, meow.
I mean, he just said, "Hey, I'm in here. Where you at, Trump?"
Disco 9000 been closed for 30 years.
They all sitting back and whatnot, worrying about their retirement. By the way, you know this didn't nobody chase him. Hey, nobody left their post. He ran through. Nobody left their post. Nobody started chasing him. They all froze right there. They didn't move. They waited until somebody else handcuffed him and then they moved. So they didn't chase him or anything.
Over there so you can deal with them trolls.
They stayed right the hell where they was at. They stayed posted up right where they were. Okay, the government's
bring the
incompetent.
trolls up, man, to make my night.
Come on, man. You surprised?
45 minutes. Yeah, let me cuss out some
You're
of these
surprised to hear
idiots,
the government's incompetent. You want to interrupt my program breaking down Candace Owens. Pause. You want to interrupt my program talking about them going at Candace Owens. So, Jason, hey, they're incompetent in the government. Okay.
All right, I think I'm done with Jason. Thank you,
All
Jason.
right.
You don't have.
Alrighty.
Okay, so therefore, this dude, man, has got some fucking issues, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like when I used to say when I was younger, you get people get so much knowledge, man, of drive them out their fucking mind. And I think this is what happened with this cat.
I don't know, the tragic mulatto. So they had ABC LA, ABC LA had interviewed this fool back in 2016. Check this out, yo.
Yeah. So this is dude right here talking.
Yeah.
31-year-old Caltech engineering graduate and college prep tutor now in custody, accused of opening fire at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. ABC News quoting sources that say Allen sent a message describing himself as, quote, a friendly federal assassin. Acting Attorney General Todd Blacc saying it does appear that Allen was targeting people in the Trump administration, including the president. And an Eyewitness News exclusive, we interviewed a man who appeared to be Allen when he was a student at Caltech.
The idea with this is to prevent it from moving at all.
We found him at an aging conference. He had designed a new way to make wheelchairs safer.
The wheelchair brakes tend to lock the wheels, but don't actually lock the chair to the ground.
That was back in 2017. Today, according to his LinkedIn profile, Allen was working for C2 Education, a private company that prepares students for college entrance exams. That profile claiming C2 actually named him its Teacher of the Month in December 2024. In a written statement, the company today saying, hear the news of the horrifying incident that transpired at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. We are cooperating fully with law enforcement to assist them in their investigation. Violence of any kind is never the answer. Allen describes himself online as developing this video game called Boredom, what he calls
I'm done, man. I'm done,
on the
Black
gaming
Low.
platform. One of the popular tags used to find it was Hell. Another was Shooter.
The wheelchair brakes tend to lock the wheels, but don't actually lock the chair to the ground.
Cole Allen, a 31-year-old Caltech engineering graduate and college prep tutor, now in custody, accused of opening fire at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. ABC News quoting sources that say Allen sent a message describing himself as, quote, a friendly federal assassin. Acting Attorney General Todd Blacc saying it does appear that Allen was targeting people in the Trump administration, including the president.
What about sharing
and
a
an Eyewitness
YouTube link,
News
man, in the
exclusive, we
comments?
interviewed a
That
man who
work,
appeared
or
to be Allen when he was a student at
please
Caltech.
advise.
The idea with
Share the
this
StreamYard link in the
is
article.
to prevent it from moving at all.
We found him at an
StreamYard link.
aging conference. He had
Yeah,
designed a new
share it
way
in
to
the
make
article.
wheelchairs safer.
The wheelchair brakes tend to lock the wheels, but don't actually lock the chair to the ground.
That was back in 2017. Today, according to his LinkedIn profile.
All right, so they interviewed this fool back in 2017.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All righty. So you can see, so he has some type of issue going on with him, man. Like I said, he got his circuits overloaded, man. You know what I'm saying?
He definitely got ass.
Black Low said he definitely got ass burgers down.
Yeah, he's on the spectrum, definitely.
Damn.
Definitely on the spectrum.
He's got the tism, huh? The autism.
Yep. He's on the spectrum. Damn. All right. So was it staged? Let's see. Was it staged? Brother Water God TV gonna give us an update on if it was staged or not.
Okay, that did sound like live fire, you know. Jackie Yet 1323.
Shall I post it as soon as
derangement system? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Might have to drop a dime on somebody.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Anything bad about Trump.
I don't like that shit.
For sure, bro.
I don't like that shit.
They say that shit like more than they said before.
Yeah, he threw his life away for Trump. Got his knob, he said.
All right, y'all know how we
Okay,
do.
Marcy
Always
says,
help growth and a better understanding of self.
No president
So,
has ever attended that.
I'd like to give a big shout out to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Shabazz, everybody who's been supporting Mama Lisa, everybody, man. I know I'm leaving a lot of people out, but it's a lot of people B1 Business that's been supporting the channel. Nika, missing a lot of y'all, but I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all don't understand how big this is for the culture, for us, for, you know, our movement that we're making. But in this video, y'all, we're going over, I'm going to show y'all, they just put a black man. He looked black or he looked mixed where he could be black or white, but they put on him that he was responsible for the shooting at Trump. Now, I did some research and did some digging, and I'm going to show y'all how this is fake, in my opinion. Okay, I'm going to show you the proof, and you tell me what you think in the comment section, but I'm calling staged event.
all right.
Down to the side, it looked like.
No, we got Jackie. Yet not sure if he was truly after the dumpster. They hate RFK. One of the Booze brothers, Pete Hegseth. They hate all of them. Yeah. All right, so that's exchange of gunfire right there. Oh no, that's clapping.
Breaking news will come on the air live at 10. President Trump was evacuated from the White House Correspondents Association dinner after a reported shooting inside the hotel where it's held. The video you see here shows the moment. It's about to pop up. Trump was ushered off stage by the Secret Service. A law enforcement official tells the Associated Press a shooter opened fire inside the hotel where the dinner was taking place, and that an officer in a bullet-resistant vest was shot but is expected to be okay. The shooting was not in the same room as the shooter was not in the same room as the president. Other sources tell the AP that both Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance were uninjured. Several other top administration officials were also in attendance. The association's president said the dinner will be rescheduled, and President Trump gave an update from the White House just about 30 minutes ago. Take a listen.
This was an event dedicated to freedom of speech,
that was supposed to
it's
bring
one of the Booze
together members
brothers
of both
there on the
parties
left.
with members of the press.
Cash Patel.
And in a certain way, it did.
Yeah, one of the Booze
Because
brothers.
the fact that they just unified, I saw a room that was just totally unified. It was in one way very beautiful, a very beautiful thing to see.
Our national correspondent, Kayla Gaskins, was at the dinner when the shooting happened. Take a listen.
Hello, this is national correspondent Kayla Gaskins. My coworker, Ashra Lachar, and I are here at the White House Correspondents' Dinner just to give you a little bit of a wrap-up of what we've experienced so far this evening. Is we were sitting at our table, we were having the first course of our dinner. The president and the first lady had walked in. We saw all of the cabinet members earlier in the evening. And about halfway through the salad portion, we'd already done the Pledge of Allegiance, we've already done the national anthem and that sort of thing. Everybody just started, we heard like a scuffle, and everyone started getting down onto the floor, climbing under the tables, taking cover, and that's when we started to hear reports of there was a gunman in the building, there were shots, there was some sort of threat. We watched all the cabinet secretaries get escorted out of the main dinner room and into the hallway. We were near the exit, so we got to watch all of that.
We now know the dinner will be rescheduled, according to the association's president. President Trump said on social media he wanted the show to go on, but law enforcement has asked him to leave the hotel. Authorities say the shooting suspect is in custody. And details are still emerging. This is a developing story. We learned just before showtime the suspect is identified as a California man in their 30s. The DC police chief told reporters the suspect is believed to have been a hotel guest and that his intended target remains unknown. Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser says they have no reason to believe anyone else was involved. The U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia at the same press conference said the suspect is charged with firearms and assault charges. We'll continue to follow this story on air and online, and we'll bring you updates right here live if and when we learn more.
But they're reporting that hours after a gunman attempted to breach the White House correspondent dinner, details are slowly emerging about who he is.
Yep, California.
Who he is. Now, they plastered his face. If you've seen it on the news, you know, they had a thumbnail and it had a black man.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't never really see that often. They normally hold, they wait. They don't never normally just put them on the thumbnail of the video you're doing about the person who committed a high profile case like this. So it says, details are slowly emerging about who he is. The alleged gunman has been identified as Cole Allen. According to two sources familiar with the matter, the sources spoke on condition because they were not authorized to speak.
Yeah, because they want to help illegal immigrants. They want to give immigrants free goodies and give.
He is believed to have been targeted. Administration.
Trump has done a lot of good in this world.
General Todd Blanchard
Trump is a goddamn convicted felon, and they, when next time that motherfucker gets on a jailbird, they need to land it right closest to the federal penitentiary.
Administration. The incident
Trump has done a lot of good.
Commonplace gun violence just a feet
Come
away
on,
from
Jake.
a room full of
I know you could do better than that. Tell me what good has he done for black people on our reparations?
A sting of troubling political violence.
Not rolling it out about
that includes two
last year and
assassination attempts on President Trump. It also injects more chaos into what was already a turbulent time for the Trump administration, which is attempting to negotiate an end to the war in Iran.
0574 says where the ninjas' clothes go. Black men usually run from the police, not towards them. No, what they did was, they stripped his ass when they got him.
So check this out. And
okay, Black Low Guy says, Black Low 19 says, bro, in his 30s, he used to watch Blues Clues back in the day. Blues Clues.
Okay, so y'all see
ain't never a dull moment at this place. Biden and Obama tried to bury America with Muslims.
Connected to do.
You have to specify on that, Jake Yeat.
If y'all don't remember.
Okay, now, Jake Yeat, are you a Nabisco?
Got hit up.
Or a coon?
What was it? Was it Nevada? out there, right?
Yeah, he
got
got
hit
a
up.
point there though, Shabaki. They did try.
It was a guy who said, "I did it, I did it," right?
Yeah,
and he was a. They saying that he was a child molester.
Is this water guy? Yeah, I think so, guys.
They researched him.
Yeah, that's
they
water
researched that he was in other.
Why they strip?
He was in the 9/11.
I don't know why they strip.
If Steph Curry and Blake Griffin had a kid. Well, there ain't never a dull moment here.
A lot of.
I pray for all of you. God will show you the truth.
These are.
Well,
we are
Jake
God.
Yeet. Okay, we are God, number one. They stripped him, okay, is to see if he had any other weapons or any devices on him for detonation.
Listen, this guy, y'all seen it on his shirt. When I seen how he, when I seen him in that picture, I already knew something wasn't right.
Right.
Because they never do that. Why would you plaster somebody on a thumbnail? They never happened. They didn't do, nobody else like that, right?
Yes.
So here it says the latest information. Allen had written what a White House source characterized Sunday morning as a manifesto. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up.
To mass shooters.
You can't really make this stuff. Anytime anything has to do with a political, somebody getting shot or hit up, it's like it's always something written, some valuable evidence that they're presenting to us that, to make it make sense. Now, I'm finna read it. And Allen's brother notified the New London, Connecticut police of that writing just minutes before the incident at the dinner. Allen's sister spoke to the Secret Service. How the heck? Like, this is getting crazy. How Allen's sister speaking to the Secret Service, Montgomery County, Maryland, police saying her brother had a tendency to make radical statements in his rhetoric, constantly reference a plan to do something to fix the issues with today's world. According to the White House source, who was not authorized to speak publicly, she also confirmed that Allen had purchased 2 handguns and a shotgun, storing them in their parents' home without their parents' knowledge. Speaking to Fox News on Sunday morning, Trump
what did the background check come back on with Brother Chat when he wouldn't purchase the gun?
That the Democrats should vote to fund the Department.
Because they had to do a background check on him, man, before they released the guns to him.
Y'all see where this is going. Let me read that again.
Yeah.
Trump said the quick response from the Secret Service.
I know damn well they had to do a background check on him when he went and bought them guns.
The Department of Homeland Security.
Got somebody buying for him.
A partisan stalemate on Capitol Hill means the DHS has been shut down for nearly 2 months. There were strong, solid people who got to get paid, Trump said. This is a group that is not being paid. Democrats are holding up their pay.
Yeah.
That shutdown began after immigration officers shot and killed 2 U.S. citizens in January. As a result, Democrats refused to fund DHS as part of regular appropriations, pushing for new restrictions on how immigration enforcement officials conduct themselves. So it comes back to this.
Black Loke said that they give the shooter Wendy's.
Okay. Yeah, we're seeing it's a political play. But our point is, it's been a lot of weird cases, them assassinations on Trump, when they tried to get that boy Kirk out there. It is not looking like, it's looking too sophisticated to where somebody who's down here, feet on the land, we don't feel like they would go into this, into these kind of details.
No, we didn't skip your jokes about Black Loke. We ain't mean black joke.
That's saying that this person had saying things. It's just like they got too much evidence to me. That I don't feel like nobody would be trying to do something like that and would have that much information out. That's just me personally, but I want to know what y'all think about this. Okay, they saying that, they was able to keep it in control, nothing crazy happened. So it's smelling fishy to me, but I want to know what y'all think, because y'all know in the comment section we be kind of really putting everything together. But y'all know we do got the legacy collective. This is very important. We're gonna be definitely talking about how we can create structure and preserving the legacy of, our community and the things that we built on, our principles and morals that we need to get back to, uniting economically. So y'all come out, man. Support.
It was fake. Fabricated.
Invest.
Who's Henry 8094?
Let's
come on up and identify yourself.
The link is in the algorithm community section. I will leave a link in the description, man, so y'all can come hang out with us. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace and love.
Okay, Marcy 0574 painting that negative picture of the black man.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Always. That's what the media always does that.
Okay, well, Marcy 0574, why don't you come on up?
That dude, he didn't identify as no black man.
No, he didn't.
A community must have three things to have a community in it.
That's right.
You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own.
Okay, send Marcy 0574 the link, Brother Che.
Yes, it's on the you should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive and compete.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.
You got to come on camera. You can't be trolling.
Yeah, you hear that?
The Ashley Gonzalez situation that happened, of course, she was fired. But that's the white woman that's really going to come.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to get to that next. All right, Sparky, what are your closing thoughts on? Oh, boy, the shout out. Oh, wait, I got to pray Professor Black Truth. Damn, I almost forgot about Professor Black Truth. I got to pray.
Yeah, the professor.
But what are your thoughts on
there's the link. Huh?
What are your thoughts on what you heard so far?
Man, this shit, okay, it's on the verge of being funny, Brother Che, but it's also on the verge of being a little bit bizarre.
Yeah.
Because the part that I find bizarre, okay, why would this man, okay, a Caltech graduate, master's degree at that, okay, then going for a PhD, have all this knowledge. I mean, man, why didn't this motherfucker come up with something, man, to help the black community to make it self-sufficient as opposed to this bullshit? You see what I'm saying? So somewhere in his life, in my opinion, repeat, this is just my opinion, he's got his value system fucked up.
Yeah. Well, like I said, he did not identify as no black man.
Yeah, I know. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so maybe he's stuck on what was that there I always say, Brother Che, the imitation of life syndrome.
Yeah, he got the imitation of life syndrome, the tragic mulatto syndrome.
Yeah, that's it. And then too, and like Malcolm X has stated off in his book, all black low, he was raised by peons. That's right. Yeah, them Euros as in peons. Yes, sir. Exactly. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? And he might be a mega nut. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely MAGA. No, he said he's.
He said he's what, Brother Che? Brother Che. Okay, Brother Che. Okay, what happened with Brother Che out of our Denver office? Okay, all right. So I'm gonna comment until Brother Che comes back. Okay, so this dude has definitely had some type of identity issues, number one. 3 years living out there in Torrance, you see, you know, he came from a semi, okay, of, you know, so he wasn't like in South Central. He wasn't out there in Compton, you know, he wasn't out there and on the east side, anything like that. So this dude probably had an identity crisis, probably got a hold of some bad shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, who else knows what he was experimenting with? Okay. We got Quincy Klein, say Jr. Torrance is about 10 minutes from Compton. Who are you referring to? No, I grew up in Los Angeles. Hell, I know Los Angeles is a nice place to be from, far away from. You know? Yep. All you got to do is get on that shoestring strip through the Harbor Gateway. It's going to take you right back, you know? Yeah. What I just said, well, let me put it to you like this way. Klein, say Jr., I know what I'm talking about. I didn't say he was from Compton. I said he was from Torrance, is what I said, okay? I didn't say he was from Compton.
I missed it, but I'm back. Thanks for holding it down.
Yeah, somebody up there telling me I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to South Central Los Angeles and LA County. All right, I don't know what the fuck.
Longer than you've been living.
Yeah, huh?
Shabaka done lived in South Central Los Angeles longer than you've been living.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I never said that you said he was from Compton, okay? I said he was from Torrance, okay? Right. All you got to do is just go westbound on the Alondra out there and it'll take you right through it. And then what's the other street there? Alondra. Then there's another street right there.
Long Beach Boulevard.
No, Long Beach Boulevard runs north and south. Okay, it will be a street that will go east and west. Okay, like wait a minute. No, Slauson is way north of Torrance. Okay, but however you can. Yeah, Slauson runs east and west, and you could take Slauson out there, man, to like La Tierra, and it'll take you out there by LAX, and then you get on Century Boulevard, and before you get to the airport, I think you can make a left turn, man, and it'll take you right into Torrance. Because Torrance, if I'm not mistaken, Brother Che, is near Palos Verdes.
To get a permanent vacation. You're talking about stop drinking and you're not from LA. Like, dude, you don't know what the fuck you talking
about. Say, kick him out, man. Kick him out. Kick him the fuck out. I'm not arguing with idiots.
God damn it. I said it.
I never said that. It runs east and west. You say is what I said. And then I'm going to say it again, you know, for you to clearly understand. Now, hear my lips. You take Slauson Avenue, east and west. You get to a street called La Tierra, okay, that runs on a slant, taking you out to the airport. Then when you get to it's a street just before you get to LAX that runs north and south, and it will take you directly into Torrance. Then you can go down there, make a right, and I'll take you to Torrance Boulevard. Tell me I'm lying. Yeah. Okay. Marzi says, Black Loc 19, was you in a chat with 3 dudes who were taking up for Trump? Sepulveda. Yeah, there you go. Sepulveda. Yeah, that's it. Sepulveda Boulevard. Yeah, Prince Cash Out. You're absolutely correct. Okay, Black Loc say he don't care enough about Trump. I know that's right, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. I know that's right, good brother. You'll never get an argument from me. Yeah, but Sepulveda Boulevard is the street. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, it'll take you right out there to it. Mm-hmm.
Let's hear what the good professor had to say before we bid you farewell, Shabaka.
Yeah.
If you're not already subscribed to this YouTube channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button now, along with the bell icon, so you can be notified whenever a new video is posted. And if you're already subscribed, check and make sure that YouTube hasn't unsubscribed you. And of course, be sure to give the video a like as well as share it on your social media. The white supremacists hate that. And now, the Sunday address. Seems like someone brought a Saturday night special to a Saturday night function. In case you hadn't heard, last night there was a guy named Cole Thomas Allen who fired shots in the lobby of the hotel where the White House Correspondents' dinner was taking place. For those of you lucky enough not to know what that is, the White House Correspondents' dinner is where the white corporate media shills on TV get to throw themselves a party and tell themselves that they're the guardians of the Fourth Estate and not the paid mouthpieces for censorious media companies that they actually are. And just to certify that these guys are all about nothing, Eugene Daniels, who these days is smacking his lips and showing off his nail polish on MS Now, he used to be the head of the White House Correspondents Association. Say, does anybody remember any of that hard-hitting journalism that Eugene Daniels has done? Me neither. Now, as much as the figures of the white media have pretended that they've had this kind of ongoing Cold War with Trump, you would think that as much as the Orange Man has attacked and assailed the reporters, well, why on earth would they invite him to their annual dinner? Because, as usual, for these people, it's all about access. It's all about being on the inside. And it's about getting to say, the West Wing is my beat. Status, that's what these people actually concern themselves with. The First Amendment, that's a punchline. Now, this shooter, he came barreling his way past the metal detectors in the lobby, and he's said to have fired on at least one Secret Service agent during this attempt to charge past them.
So right there at the dais where you see that flag, that's where President Trump was sitting. Up the stairs here, just over that landing where the gunman sprinted, apparently trying to get to some of these stairs, and that's where he was taken down, right over there.
The alleged gunman wasn't harmed and nobody died. The suspect was armed with a shotgun, handgun, and multiple knives.
Right,
you know,
Michael.
Unless this guy is Rambo or Neo from The Matrix, there's no way he would get to actually use those knives. But people like this think that carrying out armed attacks, especially against highly protected targets, is as easy as it looks in the movies. Trump in this case was in the main hall, so this guy was nowhere near him, though people in the audience could still hear muffled gunshots. In fact, when the gunfire broke out, the Secret Service didn't automatically swarm Trump. There wasn't pandemonium. Instead, the Orange Man just sat there, and for a few moments, it seemed like nothing was going on. But then eventually some of the guys in tuxedos showed up, and they came to take him away, and that's when the security and guys with guns showed up. This should count as the most covered event in human history, because after all, it happened in front of all of those reporters and journalists. But just to show what a shipwreck American journalism is, that room, which was full of nothing but reporters, gave 1,000 different accounts of what happened. These are people who are supposed to be professionals. But what they actually did was to show everybody that they have the talent of talking a lot but saying absolutely nothing. They're professional repeaters, not reporters. They simply regurgitate what white power tells them to because they work for the white media. And they were loving every bit of the attention that they were getting. They got to be the stars of the show. They weren't inside the Capitol during the January 6th insurrection, but they were at the Correspondents' dinner, and they were only too happy to take out their cell phones and begin recording videos of themselves as if we're reporting from the front lines, that kind of garbage. They were sitting there wearing their evening wear and their tuxedos and telling people what they could clearly see and hear on the video of the incident. Now, as for the shooter, apparently he was staying in the hotel where the event was taking place, and they're still trying to find out how the world did this guy even manage to get as close as he did. Sure, he was in the lobby, and that's where he got stopped, but how did he even make it that far? But the predictable failures of the Secret Service to guard their charges means far less to me than what this guy's motivations were. And as soon as I saw this guy and looked at his educational background, that pretty much told me everything I needed to know. Law enforcement are now looking at a manifesto that this Cole Allen allegedly sent to his family members minutes before the shooting. His brother notified local police in New London, Connecticut about it. This manifesto stated that he wanted to target administration officials. And the manifesto also made it clear that as far as he was concerned, he wasn't walking away from this, so who cared? As for Donald Trump, he was, of course, eager to get in front of the white media and pat himself on the back. He said that the gunman was strongly anti-Christian. As with so much else that Trump says, this was false. I've read this manifesto, and I can tell you right now, this guy was a fanatic, but he wasn't a religious fanatic. He wasn't even a political fanatic. He was a fanatic to have the approval and a pat on the back from white society, at least the left corner of it. This guy has a couple of degrees, one in mechanical engineering from Caltech and a master's in computer science from California State University. On his LinkedIn profile, however, he describes himself as a self-employed video game developer and part-time teacher. As for his manifesto, in it, he said exactly who it was that he was carrying out this attack on the behalf of. And not surprisingly, this morally conscientious biracial man doesn't even mention Black people, not even in a tertiary way. Quote, I would still go through most everyone here to get to the targets if it were absolutely necessary, on the basis that most people chose to attend a speech by a pedophile, rapist, and traitor and are thus complicit. But I really hope it doesn't come to that. So he makes it clear he's going to carry out a shooting in a crowded venue, and he doesn't really care if the attendees who aren't his targets get hurt because they chose to attend a speech by a pedophile, rapist, and traitor. These were the kind of sentiments voiced by people like Timothy McVeigh, who carried out the Oklahoma City bombing, and others. They basically say, sure, these other people here, they aren't necessarily my targets, but you know what? I consider that they're in the same company as this guy, so they're basically legitimate, even if they do get hurt. It's not collateral damage. They're just as guilty, etc., etc. But this is also exactly the kind of shallow political tantrum that I would expect from the white left or the white right so-called radicals, people who are radical without rationality. But the proof that this guy has completely divorced himself from even the pretense that he's Black came with his next statement, where he listed precisely who he had in mind as he planned to carry out the attack. Quote, turning the other cheek is for when you yourself are oppressed. I'm not the person raped in a detention camp. I'm not the fisherman executed without trial. I'm not a school kid blown up or a child starved or a teenage girl abused by the many criminals in this administration. Turning the other cheek when someone else is oppressed is not Christian behavior. It is complicity in the oppressor's crimes. Now, this guy is a biracial in America. His father is Black, and yet he doesn't say a word about Black Americans or even Black people. He doesn't even bring Black people into consideration. So who did he do this on the behalf of? Well, he told you. He did it for people in the ICE detention camps. He did it for Venezuelan fishermen who, by the way, are every bit as racist in Latin America as Trump is. More Latinos supported Trump in 2024 than in 2016 or 2020. He did it for school kids who were blown up. I take it he's referring to either the Iran war or Gaza or both. A child starved, he doesn't specify where, but since he's never mentioned Black people, we can safely assume he wasn't talking about us. And teenage girls abused by criminals in the administration. This is a veiled Epstein reference. So he gave all of those rationales, all of those many victims, all of those oppressed people, and clearly he doesn't see himself as oppressed at all. He said who he had in mind as he was putting all this together. But the most glaring proof of his defective mentality was when he started off by saying, turning the other cheek is for when you yourself are oppressed. This is a biracial man from California with a white mother and a Black father, but he just got through telling you who he actually identifies with. He doesn't consider himself to be oppressed at all. He doesn't even identify with his father, apparently. He considers foreigners affected by U.S. policy to be oppressed, but not himself. Seems this conscientious radical hasn't been spending any time paying attention to what's been happening to Black people right here in the United States for the last 20 years. I guess he's been too busy being distracted by ICE detention camps, the war in Iran, and Venezuelan fishermen, who, by the way, don't give a rip about him. Isn't it amazing how we always have these people of intersectional backgrounds who are the first to want to jump out the window to protect non-Black interests and try to impress non-Black people? We look at the background of these individuals and they're always either immigrants or otherwise intersectional, meaning that they identify as biracial, LGBT, non-binary, anything other than just plain Black. And these people want to be the first to show their white leftist buddies that they hate their enemies more than the white leftists do, and that they're wanting to do all kinds of crazy, stupid stuff. People like this don't have any principles. They're emotional and psychological codependents. And whatever his alleged motivation was for this, it certainly wasn't coming from a genuine place of conscience, because there's absolutely nothing that he said that he was angry about that he could not have said on behalf of Black Americans right here at home. This fool is from California, where immigration is the virtue signal du jour. And since he worked in the California educational system, we can tell he's fully indoctrinated to put the interest and inconveniences of everybody else ahead of the life and death consequences that Black Americans have to face right here every single day. When I read about him being arrested, I knew it wouldn't be long before he was going to go into a rant about protecting children from foreign countries, and he would totally ignore Black children right here in the U.S. He's running up in places ready to commit mass shootings to die for foreigners who don't give a rip about him because he's trying to prove to his white ideological pals, or rather his white ideological gods, that he deserves their respect and admiration because he hates their enemies more than they do. The same people who would not lift a finger or say a peep on behalf of Black people, who would never do anything so stupid for him.
There you go, Mark.
Well, this kind of behavior doesn't make you seem principled. It just makes you stupid. These white leftists are just like the white right. They know the difference between what's in a Black person's interest and what the white left or white right's own pet issues are that have nothing to do with us. Black people who play the fool just to try to impress this or that white ideologue, that doesn't make you seem serious about your beliefs. It just shows that the propaganda white power puts out has worked. We've seen this in the past with people like Jussie Smollett and others. These people who identify themselves by their sexuality or their immigrant background or whatever. And they always pull that stunt right up until they get their butts in a crack. Then all of a sudden, they suddenly remember Black. This is the entire danger with intersectionalists. They don't want to be Black, and they're willing to do the craziest or dumbest things to prove how they identify with literally anything and everything except for Blackness, to the point that they won't even mention Black people. We got life and death consequences going on with Black people right here in America every single day, but this guy, he's not thinking about that. He's higher than that. He has as much contempt for Black people as Donald Trump does. These people, these intersectionalists, they'll also be the very first ones to tell you and me that we need to ignore our own suffering. What about Black on Black crime, the right-wing intersectionalist says? And there's many evils in the world. Black Americans aren't the only ones suffering or oppressed, the Black intersectionalist on the left will say. Well, the difference is that we have never taken part in the oppression of any other group. But literally every other group that you can name, from the white supremacists to the red Indians to the immigrants from Latin America and Asia, have all taken part in our oppression and continue to the present. Now, some people are calling what happened a false flag operation. Trump has had more attempts on his life than practically all U.S. presidents combined. And it's interesting that they tend to happen when he's needing the headlines to change. But I think there's more than a little merit to the whole forget about this, release the Epstein files comments that people have been posting. And I think that they're right. This doesn't change anything on that front. But the MAGA base really hasn't noticed yet that their orange god has still withheld the very information that they demanded he give to them. And that's because while the MAGA base is interested in the Epstein files, while they truly do want to see the pedophiles in power exposed and punished, at the end of the day, just like the white feminists, the MAGA base knows that their position in the world isn't dependent on exposing pedophiles, no matter how highly placed they may be. MAGA understands that their position is completely dependent on white supremacy, and whether the Epstein files are released or withheld isn't going to change that. And the orange man realizes that truth too. That's the reason why he can go to the White House Correspondents' dinner and not have to worry that the MAGA base is going to say, what are you doing hobnobbing and bumping elbows with all of those un-American treasonous reporters, the people who you called enemies of the state, enemies of democracy? What are you doing hanging around with them? The same way that these White House correspondent shills don't have to worry about their leftist pals, people at these academic institutions like this Cole Allen character questioning what the hell it is that they're doing. Neither one of them will be delegitimized because they both serve the same purpose under white supremacy, and that is to maintain the power, privilege, and position of those classified as white. And that's the reason why what this guy did was so foolish. He got some attention for himself, which is what he really wanted. As soon as people started saying his name, that's all he really cared about. He's set to be arraigned on Monday. When Luigi Mangione was arrested and perp walked, he had support from the white left and even from some on the white right for that matter. But I don't think anybody's going to be coming to Cole Allen's defense. I don't think that anybody's going to be making him a cause celeb at all. Those white leftists that he was trying to impress, they're going to let this guy swing. And then before it's all over, what they'll be doing is denouncing him and giving the tisk tisk. And this is the reason why we need more gun control.
Yep,
he has not elevated whatever cause it is that he claimed to stand for, because it's readily obvious he wasn't standing for a cause. He was just trying to get some attention for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how it's going to sound, but I'm going to say it anyway. I, for one, think that it's appropriately ironic that the picture that the Trump White House put out of this guy shows him topless, face down on the floor with his hands behind his back. Yeah, that photo was pretty much the perfect visual metaphor for the intersectionalist. They spend all of their time standing for everything, and in the end, falling for anything. Good day, and be one. I'd like to take a moment to mention some of our contributors. Andrew Lewis, Isaac, Christopher Pittman, Charles Thompson, and Marcissa. Salute to them, and thank you to everyone for listening, liking, and sharing this message. Black empowerment only exists because of you.
That was calling us the N-word that was on the Houston PD. They've been real quiet, Michael. All right, y'all. So that's the rundown on what the hell's his goddamn name again? What's that fool's name again? I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember the dude's name now. That did this shit. What was his name? I just covered this. Is it this one? What the hell is that fool's name? Cole Allen. Yeah. Cole Allen. What kind of crazy name is that? So, yeah. Moving along. Now I'm kind of pressed for time. White woman informs other groups that they will never be accepted by them, no matter what they do. Well, we've been trying to tell them that for the longest. They don't want to hear from us, so maybe they'll try to hear from the one that they're trying to be accepted from. So Uncle Phil gonna give us an update on that.
You know, the Ashley Gonzalez situation that happened, of course, she was fired. But there's a white woman that's really going to come out and tell them the truth about how white folks feel about not only them in general, but any of you who think you got a proximity to whiteness. Let's go check that out.
And again, another one bites the dust.
Yeah, they're going to be supporting.
How many videos am I going to have to make to tell you if you don't look like me, but you think because you're not black, it's not going to happen to you? It's going to happen to you. And the irony is your proximity to whiteness is never going to save you. And the call is always going to come from inside the house. Let's not forget that just a week and a half ago, they found a 19-year-old Latino boy outside of a police department in Washington, D.C.
And what had them like?
We will never like you. We will never accept you. We will use you. We will abuse you. And then we will toss you aside. She's a dead woman walking. If she'll get drunk and get on Instagram on somebody else's page and talk like this, do you imagine what she says within the police department with other officers? So now they're thinking if she'll yap, she'll yap. So we need to worry about that. We'll never protect you. We'll never choose you. And you are not safe with us.
Well, that was a word, wasn't it? And I'm glad this shout. Let me give a hand clap to this white lady. Shout out to this white lady, because you know we tried to tell other groups that same thing. They dismiss us, but I guess they are taking a lot more coming from a real white woman, right? She said that they will never let you on the team. They will use you, they will abuse you, and toss you to the side. And that's exactly what they have been doing to all you other groups. See, Black Americans is the only one that have been telling you from the beginning, them people don't like you, bro. Them people don't like you at all. We've been telling y'all this because you know why? We know them. We know them like the back of our hand. But you thought that maybe it's just I'm a little light skinned. Maybe they'll laugh at me if I say some anti-Black racism or anti-Black slurs. You know, I'm on the club. I'm on the team. And then when Trump gets in office, now they want ICE to come ride down on you. The same people you were laughing with, now they're cheering for you to get deported. And then when them same white people that you went buddy up with, now you're coming over here to the FBAs and saying, hey, you know, brother, black and brown, like, You was over there with Connor and them.
Right.
You were laughing, calling us names, right? You were saying the N-word more than the white person was.
Yeah.
Now since he turned on you and cast you to the side, now you want some solidarity? No. That's just not how that's gonna work. Because Black America gotta respect ourselves. If we come to your rescue, that proves that we're weak, that we can't stand on our own 2 feet for our own community, and that day is done. We're gonna stand on 10 toes down for Black America. Period. We're not wasting our energy, time, emotional bandwidth on anyone that's not out here with the community. Now, can we ally with individuals from any community that has proven themselves to be with Black America? Sure, we can. But we are never going to go along with a group, because groups don't work.
Right.
Especially when you haven't proven that it will work. You're not on code enough. This is the thing. I cannot ally with somebody that have no problem putting white down as a classification, especially if you're not white. Now, if you're white, that's no problem to me. But if you're going to put down white and you're not a white person, it don't matter what they say. Well, they consider me white on the thing. No, you don't have to write white. You can write a whole lot of things. You don't have to write white.
It's for white people like bread.
You know what I'm saying?
Becky cares and.
But you're proud of that classification. I can't ally with you because we don't think the same. We don't look at white supremacy the same.
No, we don't.
You want to go along and get along with white supremacy. Mm-hmm. We know as Black Americans that don't work.
Right.
We know what that woman said. We've experienced that hundreds of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we could talk about it's never going to work trying to ally with them is because we've done it before. We tried.
Right.
And every time we got screwed over by doing that. Yeah. So we are the cautionary tale of what not to do.
Exactly.
So when we tell you, hey, going over there with them is not going to be the business for you.
Right.
In the end, they're going to betray you.
Yep.
You have to find out the hard way. And see, I didn't even think about the aspect of what that lady said. Because see, I'm thinking like how they think.
Mm-hmm.
Who said what around her, and what does she know? She's saying basically she need to keep her head on the swivel, basically. Because they may trying to come at her. Because you imagine if she was talking that way, like you said on Snapchat. Imagine what she was saying in that police department. Because she was way too free to speak in that manner.
Yes, she was.
So, it is what it is. And I did hear about that story about the Latino. I heard about that story. I heard about it. But, that's not really my wheelhouse. Right. You got Telemundo and all those other places for that. But the thing is, it don't matter what group it is. It don't matter if it's just Latinos, it's any of you other groups. That lady right there did everyone a service. Because she straight told you the God's honest truth that they would never ally with you. They would never side with you. They would never defend you. That's only to use, abuse you, and they're going to cast you to the side.
And
maybe you accept it because it came from her and not from a Black American. See, Ashley got to find out the hard way. A lot of times, I'm pretty sure a lot of them anti-Black racists with cops will send up a gas and her up.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not where they at right now to defend her. Nobody's defending her. She's so silly. She had a job, they had a pension. But her anti-Black racism made her lose it. You know how many people don't get pensions today? Police officers are one of the last groups who still get a pension. And you would want a pension at this day and time. Right. Social Security may not even be there. She messed that off because of her racism.
Yep.
That's so dumb. God, that's dumb. You fumbled the bag like that.
Stupid.
Well, that's what you get. That's what you get. Yep. Translation, leave Black people alone. Leave us alone. Just leave us alone. Don't talk about us in a negative way like that, and you good. You are good. Now, if you don't like a Black person, you don't have to like Black people. Come on. You don't have to. And please stay away from us. I would actually prefer you to stay away from us. But if you're going to talk about Black people, then keep that anti-Black racism and slurs out your mouth.
Right.
See, if she had just said that, you know, it would still been a problem if she said she didn't like Black people. It still would have been a problem.
Yeah.
But the main thing what made it worse is all the N-words and all the slurs. That's what made it worse. That's what made it worse. Some of you say, oh, we got freedom of speech. You do, but you don't have a freedom of consequence with your speech.
I've seen you.
So say whatever you want. It just may be a consequence that come behind it. And that's what a lot of you don't like. I don't understand why you have to be speaking in that manner. Don't make sense. But this is why we have never, quote unquote, tried to ally with them. Because what that lady said, we know better. But other groups, they always want to find out the hard way.
Always, Uncle Phil. They always want to find out the hard way. They don't want to hear it from us. We've been warning these other groups for decades, if not centuries, that the white supremacist is not going to ever accept you. But they got to get their wake-up call. And perfect segue to that is Candace Owens. Candace Owens, Miss Caribbean herself. She is getting her wake-up call from Laura Loomer, who called her ghetto. What are you doing, Ruru? Ruru was like all on my shoulder, y'all. Let's show y'all here. She's like all on my shoulder. Hey, buddy. With the baby bobcat. Look at the baby bobcat all on my goddamn shoulder. All right. Oh shit. Well, this is really all right.
Well, Candace Owens, she is finally getting her wake-up call. And we always said we knew eventually this was going to happen. Now, you know, for years, Candace Owens have been making very incendiary comments about the Black community. She went up there with Congress on the HR 40 hearing with her hair looking a mess, bad edges, everything. I don't know why that girl went up there with her hair looking like that. And, you know, what she said about George Floyd and all of that. Now, some of the stuff she said about Black Lives Matter, I'm not even talking about that because some of that was accurate. But the things that she has been doing and been a mouthpiece for, you know, the white supremacists for years. Well, you fast forward to 2026, and she's getting into it with Laura Loomer. Now, Laura Loomer is a white woman that's on the right wingers, and you know she's close to Trump and all of that, and you know she's not liking some of the things that Candace Owens is saying about that country overseas. You know the star on their flag. She's not liking that. On top of the other criticisms she's been having about the Republicans, and so she decided to Laura Loomer respond to Candace Owens. Now I want you to listen to what she said about Candace.
Candace Owens is just one resentful ghetto black. Like that's literally what she is. She's a racist too. Like you could listen to this, and I'm not a racist person, right? Like I don't hate black people, but I say she's a ghetto black because you have to listen to the way that she has so much resentment for white girls, like white girls with blonde hair and blue eyes. And I'm originally a blonde too. I have blonde hair and blue eyes, right? Maybe that's why Candace has so much resentment towards me. But listen to the way that she describes how traumatizing it was for her to go on a play date as a young black girl in Connecticut at the home of a wealthy white blonde girl with blue eyes. And she really sees Erica Kirk as that white blonde girl that got everything that she wanted while her mommy and daddy didn't love her. Her mommy and daddy didn't love me. And I was jealous of the white blonde girl growing up who had mommy and daddy. So now I'm going to dedicate my life to destroying every pretty white blonde girl that has a happy family, because I don't have a happy family. I don't have a happy family. And my husband is allegedly getting his plunged by Milo Yiannopoulos. So I'm going to destroy everything that I've wanted to destroy since I was a young little Black girl whose parents didn't love her.
Ouch, Candace. Like, let's talk about that. Okay. So let me start on the crazy thing she said toward the end.
Exactly, Michael, that part.
Laura is alleging that your husband is getting his Boosie took.
Oh my God!
By Milo Yiannopoulos. And if you know anything about Milo Yiannopoulos, he is an LGBT dude that was, on the right wing side for a long while. And so she's alleged. But if you look at Candace Owens' husband, though, it wouldn't shock me. I'm gonna say that much. I mean, just looking at the dude and the way he come across. Because he never really came across to me as like, what I'm saying, like a man's man. So, of course, we also allege it. We can't say it's accurate. We have to say alleged. We have to be legal about it. But yeah, that's crazy. Okay, that's number one. The second thing, I had to, of course, silence that because of the platform we're on. But she kept calling her, a ghetto Black, and then she kept calling the B word, of course. And that's what she went to with you, Candace. She kept calling you ghetto over and over and over and over again.
Oh, this one was just ghetto.
And we know Candace is far from the quote unquote archetype of what ghetto is. So she's calling you that. That is when they use the term ghetto, they're using it like a slur. We know this. She's just not coming out saying the N-word to you.
Yeah.
But she might as well. What she's saying. See, Candace starting to get a wake-up call from them folks. But all that kind of started going down that route with her when she got removed from the the Daily Caller, I think that's platform she was on.
Yeah. And
then ever since then, she just been going back and forth with him. Then the situation happened with Charlie Kirk. She really ratcheted it up.
Yeah.
So now, and this is the thing about Candace. Okay, Candace, you get on the outs with these people, which seem like you're on the outs. Where are you gonna go?
Right.
You can't really worm yourself back to the Black community. Not some of the things you've done. Now, you got some Black people that may mess with you, but reality speaking, Candace, you got to give an account what you said about George Floyd. I'm talking about right after the man died, you said that mess about him. You know what I'm saying? For years, you've been a thorn in the side of the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
And now it seems like these people are tired of you. Well, let's call it what it is, Candace. If that's allegedly true,
they've been tired
about your husband, you already know. Because in situations like that, especially when some of them are married to people like her husband, they put up with a whole lot. They would never put up with a brother. That's for sure. But them people do not allow the bootlicks to have any kind of retirement plan. They don't ride off into the sunset.
No.
And have a great life and have a great day. Oh, no. They're going to throw you out. They're going to humiliate you.
Yep.
They're going to make sure you've done enough to alienate yourself from the Black community, right?
Yep.
So now you're alone when they throw you out. And they take all your money from you. They do all kinds of things. That's why anybody who's silly as a Black person, going over there messing with them, like you look, it's like making a deal with the devil. Yep. You know the devil gonna betray you, so why would you go do it?
Right.
But Candace, I guess she gonna have to learn the hard way. Not them folks talking about you, and they've been talking about you for years. It ain't nothing new. Candace Owens is all in love with Charlie Kirk. He didn't marry her because he know good and well all that money he would have had access to it'll never happen. Because one thing white folks are not gonna do is go paper up a white man with a Black wife. They're not gonna do that. He had to go get that white woman for him to get that paper that he had got when he was alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. The way she was talking about him, Charlie Kirk was getting it in with her for sure. The way she talked about it, when I heard her really talk about Charlie Kirk, I said, "Bro, you in love with this dude? You acting like Jada Pinkett, Smith with Tupac. That's what you acting with Charlie Kirk right now."
Yeah.
It was so weird to hear that. I'm like, don't you got a whole husband?
Right.
But now, allegedly, now I kind of see a little bit why she was so infatuated with Charlie Kirk. But shoot, because listen, your husband shouldn't be hanging around no man that's like that. I'm sorry, he shouldn't be hanging around no man like that. He should be hanging around other men that's got wives or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But Candace, yeah, you getting that wake up call, huh, Candace? That's the boy. I didn't see this one coming. I did not see this one coming for Candace. I tell you. But Candace should be all right. In the end, she got her fan base, that like her. It just depends on how deep the rip goes, because she has a lot of them folks on her platform. So if all of them folks were to leave her platform, right? Could she start over? We don't know. We don't know if she could start over, but she has a lot of people that be on her live stream. I give her that. She definitely have a lot of people on her live streams. But the wake up call is here. And it's gonna be more wake up calls, because you know what? Who said that? Nick Fuentes. He was the first one to say, hey, we don't need all these bootlicks to be speaking for us. No, we can speak for ourselves. We giving them all this money, and while we don't say nothing, we're hiding behind them. Like he said, forget that. We speak for ourselves.
Yeah, we're talking about,
and that's what they started to do. They started slowly casting out all the bootlicks, giving them the wake up calls and throwing them out, and they're speaking up for themselves. It's cheaper to speak up for yourself instead of papering up, the bootlicks. But let me know what y'all think about this with Candace Owens. Like I said, she's been going at Erica Kirk and all of that, and some people enjoying all what Candace is doing, but with them folks like, all right, she's doing too much. She was our little attack dog, but now she's not no more. So we're gonna put her in her place. Because trust me, they really want to put Candace in her place because the way Candace speaks. That's why they want to put her in her place.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be looking to humble her big time. Oh, they're gonna be looking to humble her. So I'm gonna keep my eye on this particular story because
she is the most vile person on the earth or something, right?
Because them folks, when they give you that wake up call, it's some humbling coming. You better believe that.
Oh yeah. So speaking of that, wait, hold on.
Just when I thought there was.
Hold on. I got to get to that part. Video. Video. I got like two different cues going at the same time. What is it in the video? The one about the true social artist, Lisa. Here she is. All right, so following up with that, Trump goes off on Candace Owens. True social post starts debate. So perfect segue, Mars.
Hope you're doing well. Well, I just want to give you a sneak peek of the Botana Oil leave-in conditioner. I am finally getting around to get, and he went out on Truth Social, and I mean, he dragged the hell out of Candace. Last few weeks, he's been really going at her, along with Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson. Fallen out with Donald Trump. And over the last few weeks, he's been really going at her, along with Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, and Megyn Kelly.
Yeah, he did.
Well, he's now doubled down on Candace Owens. And
I'm talking.
He went out on Truth Social, and I mean, he dragged the hell out of Candace. And he, Donald Trump is doing what he does, calling her low IQ and all this stuff. And he was, calling her names because that's what he does with Black women. He calls Black women names. So I'm not surprised. Donald Trump has done this to a couple of women. Candace is just the one in the crossfires right now. And I'm going to show you what he posted. He did this vile person of the year. Let me pull this up on the screen.
Of the year, that's what it was.
All right. So this is what Donald Trump posted on Truth Social. Candace Owens calling her the vile person of the year. You know, Donald Trump. He doesn't even realize he's a vile person himself, but I'm not here to defend Candace Owens. Absolutely not. You know, Candace, you had this coming for a long, long time. You know, it's like he posted this photo and made it look as menacing as possible.
Yeah,
like Candace Owens is a thug.
Yeah.
You know, Candace Owens is a thug. So anyway, she's been fighting with Laura Loomer, and I would not be surprised if Laura Loomer had Donald Trump jump in this fight, because that's what he does, you know. And this is what is happening. I don't feel sorry for Candace. I don't feel sorry. All these folks are dragging her, and I don't feel bad. And now the president of the United States is coming out and putting her on Front Street, and he's making it very known that he thinks she's evil, and Candace is mean-spirited. He's even defending. Remember, Candace was saying that the president of France's wife,
it was a man,
is really a man. Well, Donald Trump even came out to defend that, said he couldn't believe Candace was messing with this woman, and she's more beautiful than Candace and all this stuff. Oh yeah, he's really coming out strong. But hey, Candace, it is what it is. This is what happens when you spend your whole time trashing the Black community.
Right.
And now there is nobody that's going to come along and have your back. Nobody's coming along. Remember when she said Juneteenth is ghetto?
Yeah.
That's what she said. Juneteenth is ghetto. You know, anything to impress your white daddy. And see, they don't want you now. You're all spent up. They don't want you. They don't want her. So they have no use for Candace anymore. And we certainly never had no use for her ass.
Right.
So this is one battle you're going to have to fight on your own with the president. So I can't even muster up a tear. I don't feel bad for this woman. As far as I'm concerned, it didn't come fast enough for all these people to be turning on her. Now, MAGA turned on her a few weeks ago, and they called her anti-white.
Yeah, they called her.
Yes, they did. They called Candace anti-white, and now Donald Trump is coming for her. So let's get into it, y'all.
That's fucking hilarious. Candace Owens is anti-white.
Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen.
Ugh, I'm blinded right now.
Thank you. And before we get started, Zachariah Williams, thank you so much for the 2 super stickers. Thank you for your support for my channel and Antithesis. Thank you for the super chat. Broken Tool Season. She's racially homeless. Yeah. And she's going to stay homeless because nobody is going to come along and have her back. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
Thank you for your support for my channel. Okay, y'all, here we go.
Trump posted this about Candace Owens last night. Look at this shit. You see this shit? Hey, first of all, we don't give a fuck Candace Owens. Don't give a damn about that house, nigga. Fuck her. But look, I just want to show y'all something real quick, okay? I want to show y'all something real quick. This goes to show y'all fucking house niggas and toe tap dancing, Sambo, fucking Uncle Toms. Them white supremacists don't give a fuck about y'all. Hey, look at the words he using. You see that shit? Low IQ. You know, there's a pattern of him calling black women low IQ. From Maxine Waters, the great Maxine Waters. Oh, God. The 4 black congresswomen in Congress. You know, I'm telling them, go back to their shithole huts. Low IQ. You see this shit? Kamala Harris, black woman, low IQ. At the National Black Journalists Association. On the stage calling black women low IQ. You see this? Like we don't have the thinking capacity to succeed. You feel me? Look at this shit. Read that shit. Y'all reading this shit. Look at this shit. Motherfucker. You need it. Use rich white man to get to the top. Look at her. Got her looking like a project hoe. Look how he got her looking. Trump don't give a fuck. Like, these white supremacists don't give a fuck about y'all house niggas. That goes to show, like, you was never a part of us. That's what they saying. Like, nigga, like, look, show them. I'm from Atlanta, nigga. I'm from Georgia, the home of civil rights, the home of racism, the home of the Klan, nigga. You know how much racism I seen throughout my time? My grandma used to hide from the Ku Klux Klan. My grandma used to hide from the Klan. Granddaddy used to march with Martin Luther King. And like, nigga, from a nigga who's seen racism, one thing I've learned about racism, like,
Chris,
at a certain
82,
point, you know what I'm saying? When you toe tap that's in house niggas, they'll make it a point to show you, nigga, you was never one of us. You was never one of us. Yeah, motherfucker, when the right time.
Yeah, he'll get it.
Nigga, you was never one of us in the
beginning. You'll leave him.
So stop tap dancing. Don't give a fuck about y'all. Yeah, fuck Candace Owens.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, won't give a fuck. Yeah, I just want to show y'all, motherfucker, when you
let me know who you talking about.
House niggas go over that side over there.
Ugh.
Oh, they gonna eventually show their true colors, what they really feel about you. Use this white man to get, like, use this rich white man, like, motherfucker don't have no thinking capacity. You know, like, look, that goes to show.
Oh my God.
Yeah, fuck all y'all house niggas and fuck Candace Owens. Yeah, nigga. The fuck?
I wish I could go back to the days where I just thought it was Hillary Clinton that was corrupt. I wish I could go back to the days where I just thought that it was Democrats. You know, like, it's corruption's over. And when Trump gets in office, it's going to be different. Don't you wish those days where we just all looked at each other and you were like, yeah, it's the Republicans. I was like, yeah, it's the Democrats. I just...
So we're just supposed to act like
a little bit of nostalgia right now. I just want to miss it for a second. And now we've woken up and we realize it's both sides. It is both sides. We are the big losers. We are the forgotten Americans. And Trump is just doing it dirtier than anybody else. Maybe because it's the last 4 years. He doesn't care. You know, just did some deals with the devils. Doing deals with a lot of devils, actually. We're going to talk about that. And I have to say how sad it is. Like, I was doing today's episode and I almost forgot that Trump tweeted twice about me on Friday. That's kind of sad, right? That's how you know you're just slipping into irrelevancy. You're the president of the United States, you tweet, and it's not even making the news like it used to because it's just too long. You're just saying too much. No one wants to read it. They don't have time. I have a book club. Maybe we'll read it in one of my book club meetings. I have no idea what on earth he was watching aboard Air Force One on Fox News that set off his little spree of anger this time, but he wrote this on Truth Social. I'm on Air Force One, heading to Las Vegas and Arizona for greetings and speeches on no tax on tips, a windfall for our great American citizens. I am watching one of the least attractive and talented people on all of television, Jessica Tarlov. Her voice is so grating and terrible, I had to turn her off. Her Democrat sound bites are fake. She makes up poll numbers and nobody challenges her because she's so boring. I have among the best poll numbers I have ever had, and why shouldn't I? All the country does is win. CNN had me at 100% saying they never saw that before. Get her off air. She is bad for our country. I hear Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, and Candace Owens are dying fast. Their numbers are terrible. Nobody believes them anymore. They were fake MAGA. And now they've been exposed. President DJT. He's definitely not writing these. Just so you guys, this isn't even how he speaks. This is not how he speaks. So I don't know who has access to this feed, but it's not Trump. Okay. It's just not Trump. He had a second tweet as well, a follow-up where I think he called me mentally ill. He called me mentally ill. He mentioned Megyn Kelly again. She didn't get a name that time. Sorry, Megyn. Looks like you're dying fast because I got called like 3 names over the weekend. You only got called 2. So I'm big time now. But it makes you wonder who is actually drafting these messages, who even are Trump's advisors anymore. He used to be surrounded by sane and rational people. Now he is accusing people like me and Tucker and Megyn of being irrelevant and mentally ill. Meanwhile, Laura Loomer claims she is his #1 advisor and she speaks to him almost daily. And that right there might be the biggest clue as to why Trump is behaving like he is off the rails, right? It's kind of like you eventually just become the people that you spend your most time with and you spend your most time speaking to, right? You become an average. And so President Trump went from Charlie Kirk, right? Charlie Kirk had his ear to Laura Loomer. And I think you guys need to more fully grasp not just who Laura Loomer is, but what Laura Loomer is, okay? I met Laura Loomer years ago. I was on the way to do one of my first events, the David Horowitz Center, and we happened to be on the same plane. She was crying because Twitter had removed her check mark. This was back when Jack Dorsey had it. Since we lived nearby, I was friendly with her, never had an issue with her because I just don't see a reason to start with people and have issues with people. There are tons of crazy people. And I felt very sad for her too, because she was sort of living in a rented basement in Westchester by herself. And she didn't have any friends that could take her to go get her wisdom teeth out. And she asked me if I could pick her up. Right. And I never shared that story because I felt sad for her. Like she had no friends and no family in her life that could pick her up after a procedure that she needed to get done. And I did that. Right.
So Donald Trump is now being accused of pushing for treason charges against Candace Owens. And this all comes after she publicly called him a genocidal lunatic and even floated the idea of military intervention against him. And as you guys probably know, that kind of language instantly set off alarms online. Now here's where it escalates. Trump didn't just brush it off. He fired back almost immediately, calling Candace crazy and a loser. But the tone felt different this time, like it wasn't just another online spat. Because right after that exchange, speculation started building that her comments could actually open the door to legal consequences, especially with people arguing that calling for military action crosses into dangerous territory. And just when everyone thought it couldn't get worse, Kamala Harris suddenly entered the conversation with reports suggesting she's backing Candace. And this instantly turned this from a personal feud into something that looks a lot bigger. So now people are asking, are we really about to watch a social media argument blow up into something that could land one of the most famous conservative podcasters in jail?
What I will say is that he's been a chronic disappointment, and I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him because this wasn't going to happen, and it is happening.
So what really kicked this whole thing off was Candace Owens jumping online and going straight at Donald Trump in a way that felt unusually personal. And Candace's tone sounded like someone who had completely turned. She called Trump's administration a satanic administration and claimed that satanic Zionists occupy the White House before calling Trump the Mad King and saying he needed to be removed. She even went as far as suggesting that world leaders should act accordingly, which a lot of people interpreted as hinting at outside intervention. And the second those words started circulating, the reaction online was immediate. Because as you guys probably know, Candace had publicly aligned herself with Trump before. So seeing her suddenly describe him as unstable and surrounded by religious fanatics felt like a major shift. Now everyone was trying to figure out what could have possibly happened for her to flip this hard, this fast. At first, some people assumed she was just reacting to recent backlash around the administration. The timing made it look like she was piling onto criticism that was already building. But that explanation didn't really stick for long, because insiders started hinting that this wasn't just about politics. According to those whispers, Candace's frustration allegedly came from something far more personal. It wasn't just about Trump's policies. It was also about what she believed was a cover-up in the death of her close friend Charlie Kirk, a cover-up she believes the U.S. government is involved in.
I don't want to be at your cool, corrupt kid, Howard Lutnick, Jeffrey Epstein class table. Thank you so much for delineating that I'm not with you, a sinking, burning ship. He wasn't loyal to his original mission. He was.
You know, I want to make this one point, y'all. Candace Owens must have the weakest husband on the planet. What kind of man has a woman as his wife on a podcast, right, and all she do is talk about Charlie, 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 yeah, Charlie, Charlie, Charlie? She talk about Charlie Kirk more than she talk about her damn husband. I said, this man must be weak. I really don't know any brothers. If she was married to a brother, I don't think a brother would be cool with that. You know, every day, day in and day out, that's all. She is literally obsessed with talking about Charlie Kirk. And she has done countless lives and videos. I mean, all on Charlie. And I was like, wow, you hear more about Charlie than you hear about her husband and kids. So that is weird to me. You know, she ain't married to no brother. You know, you can clearly tell. Let's get back to this.
Wasn't loyal to America, and he became a creature of Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu, and all of his never Trumper enemies are now the courtiers with the madness of King Lear, telling him the lies and worshiping him the way he wants to hear it, and I am not one of those people.
This proves one of many things. The first thing, he shouldn't be in office anymore. Implement the 25th. He's not loyal to this country, and he's not loyal to anybody. Well, except for that little country in the Middle East. It's almost like he does what he's told, and the last president to tell that little country no was JFK, and we all know what happened to him. It's like Donald Trump. How can you call them losers when you lose to Bibi Netanyahu in Israel every single day? When's the last time you told them no to anything?
He said Brigitte Macron is far more beautiful than Candace Owens.
Donald Trump just went after conservative commentator Candace Owens on social media in a pretty aggressive way. Now, both Donald Trump and Candace Owens are crazy. They've been going back and forth for a while now, but Trump just said Candace Owens' stock, which has never been high, has fallen a long way. Her attack on the First Lady of France is despicable. I believe in this case, without verification, she is an extremely low IQ individual, including this photo of her with Vile Person of the Year, a fake Time magazine photo. And just for your information, minutes after that Candace Owens post, Donald Trump called another Black person, this time Hakeem Jeffries, low IQ. It's like one of his favorite insults for people of color. But yeah, this beef that Donald Trump has with different conservative commentators is really heating up. Like, he's dedicating entire social media posts to talking about them, posting fake photos of them. Now, all of these people are crazy. Donald Trump, Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, they're all absolute lunatics. They all have these crazy conspiracy theories. So I'm just going to sit back, relax, and enjoy the MAGA civil war that's taking place in front of the entire country.
Donald Trump just decided to spontaneously attack right-wing podcasters Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, and Alex Jones on social media, taking to Truth Social to call them troublemakers and low IQ nut jobs. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. He literally did this. And you got to ask yourself, why? Well, probably because they've been a little critical about Donald Trump's stance on Iran and the war, and he's not happy about that. But I've got to tell you, this is exactly why it's important that the Democratic media network stays united, because on the far right, they're falling apart. Look at this.
Dear Mr. President Trump, I've always been a fan of gladiator movies. I have watched them all countless times. Everybody who watches this podcast knows that. And when I consider what it is that I am so drawn to, like, is it the actors? Is it the storyline? Yeah, in part, of course, who could deny like the performance of Russell Crowe in the first film? But above all of that, the characters, the script, there sits this sort of incontrovertible truth that I am absolutely fascinated by, which is the fragility of empires, right? What is it ultimately that collapses an empire? What makes an emperor weak or an emperor strong? I think more to the heart of the matter, the question is, what is it that makes a king or an emperor feel threatened initially? Right? The setup of every movie is always the same. You have the wealthy elites, the politicians perched above a coliseum, slaves fighting to their deaths beneath, all for their distinct entertainment, obviously. And then comes the inevitable narrative flip. Suddenly, the elites and their scribes and the senators, they perceive a threat. And when does that happen? That's actually not a rhetorical question, Mr. President. I know the answer. It is when a slave begins to command the crowd every single time without fail. That's when the politicians begin to feel worried. And what is of particular interest to me about that moment is that the slaves on their end, they never desire the seats of the politicians, right? They just want to have their most basic needs met.
in most circumstances, they happily would serve some sort of structure of governance forever if their basic needs could be met, but it's proven to be a historical impossibility, right? Inevitably, we arrive at the moment of political extravagance, the fabled let them eat cake moment. They just can't stop, right? There can be absolutely no truth between a master and his slave for that reason. The nature of the relationship forbids it. And I think about this a lot now, very often, mostly in the context of our late mutual friend, Charlie Kirk. I think to myself, when was the exact moment that Charlie Kirk understood that he was not free, that he had money, and that he had fame, but he did not actually have freedom? You know, between you and I, whoever it was that made the decision was correct in their assessment that he was indeed a threat, because Charlie Kirk could command a crowd. He was capable of that. So much so that he actually, if you think about it, he's been dead for 7 months and the crowd still moves on his behalf. That's incredible. That is real power, Mr. Trump. You should ask yourself, how did he achieve it? I would offer it's because he never sat above, perched, looking down at the slaves, right? Charlie understood how movements were built and, more crucially, how they were sustained. Someone actually said to me shortly after his death that Charlie was a maestro. He understood that every instrument was needed to command an orchestra. The strings, the woodwind, the brass, the percussion, all very different sounds, but he could hear them each brilliantly, each section. And at various times, he would conduct one sound above the other, more flute, less violin, more cello. Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, different instruments, to be sure. But only a fool or someone under the express direction of one could have thought to hit send on what you published on Truth Social. You chose money above respect. And what an absolute shame that you chose to do that toward the end of your life, okay? Because you can't take money and things and stuff with you when you go, just your soul. And you sold yours for what? Another gilded ballroom? Let me be perfectly clear when I say this. Charlie Kirk, he died free. You will most certainly die a slave. Okay, you are in chains right now, and the entire world can see that perfectly.
The sad part is she didn't even recognize when she was working for Turning Point USA, Daily Wire, when she was bashing her own people, her ass was a slave. She was a slave, and she was getting paid to talk crap about her own people. That's what she got paid for. And she gladly did it until they decided they didn't need her slave services anymore. So they kicked her to the curb. But they got a lot of mileage out of her for several years. They did. And you see how even when Donald Trump attacks her, she uses Charlie Kirk as an example to come back at him. And that's what I'm saying, y'all. And she's made a lot of money off of using Charlie Kirk's name. That's why she keeps using it, because the folks that like Charlie, they'll just flock over there and listen to her. So she's made a lot of money keeping his name alive. It's all for money. Candace Owens don't care. It's all for money. As long as she can say Charlie Kirk and the bucks flow in, she'll just keep doing it. But at the end of the day, Candace, you are really on your own. You really don't have nobody that got your back now that Donald Trump is coming for you. And I say it's long overdue as far as I'm concerned. Long overdue. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, yeah. And so she can talk all that crap. She was a bed wench for years. And still is one. Now, the only thing is, ever since she got kicked out of Daily Wire, she don't come after the Black community like she used to. But she still gets some jabs in here and there. But for the most part, you know, she was getting paid to do it then. That's why she was doing it. She ain't getting paid to do it now. So that's the reason why she don't do it as frequently as she used to. She's not getting paid by those folks she used to work for. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the thing is, when Donald Trump was in his first term, she was always getting invited over there to the White House. Well, I heard a rumor online. I don't know how true it is, but they said Laura Loomer is blowing Donald Trump. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's something that's been circulating all over social media. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, her handlers aren't paying her anymore, so that's why she's not talking as much. But, even if she stopped talking about our community altogether, I will never forgive Candace for all the things she did. I remember when she went up on Capitol Hill to speak against reparations. She's caused a lot of harm to our people. And no, I will never forgive her. I will never forgive her for that. Mm-hmm. Turning Point USA. Yep. PragerU. Yep. And Daily Wire. And she got fired from all of them. She got fired from all of them. And I think the reason why, y'all, she keeps going after Erica, because I think Erica was one of the reasons why she got thrown out of Turning Point USA. So this is her way of getting revenge for it. I think Erica had a lot to do with why Candace was let go. And Candace knows it. And to be honest with you, I think that's the real reason for all the attacks on Erica. That's just my opinion, y'all. Because she lost that position over there that she had with them. But she literally got fired from every single one of those social media platforms, Turning Point, PragerU, and Daily Wire. All of them every single one of them let her go. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. My last live will be at 3:45, and this one is on Netanyahu. Said he came out and announced that he had prostate cancer. And he went through treatment, but he made the announcement that he had prostate cancer. So we'll talk about that and get into that a little more at 3:45. So y'all, I will see you then. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support, and have a wonderful afternoon. Shalom, family.
America, please stop with the eulogies. I wrote my own narrative, you don't know what to do with me. I was once broken, now I'm a working collage. I'm the thief on the cross, I'm still hanging with God. My savior walked on water, my ancestors can fly. My skin, it doesn't crack, my art travels through time. Jesus slept in the grave, but he rose feeling fine, cause
their eyes were watching.
See for ourselves. See for ourselves.
The diaspora speaks through my skin. The reverberating of salty tides, rusted chain boat rides, and arriving to the shores of Galveston ports. The commodity of human cargo stimulated economic growth, yet it dashed the hopes of Black people to a bloody pulp. American apartheid begins. The rope becomes a noose on the neck. The oppression that crept up into a generation of people, threatening to permanently stifle their survival in a foreign land. Calloused, thorn and thistle pricked hands toiling in blood-stained cotton fields, a devastating displacement and separation of fathers and mothers from children and each other became so burdensome that the voices of the enslaved raised in unison towards the heavens for freedom. Sounds that seemed to not be heard as the chains grew heavier and the spirits grew weary. Then came 4 years of civil war. 700,000 U.S. citizens slaughtered, 4 million people emancipated. But the real question was, who would tell us that we had been set free?
The idea of freedom is the center of the American ethos. It's our highest aspiration. And yet its opposite, slavery, is central to our origin story, America's original sin. Some stories are so painful that we prefer to turn away, pretending they never happened. Slavery is one of those stories, but I can't turn away. I've come to Texas to learn the true story behind Juneteenth, America's newest national holiday, and the first in which we together celebrate the end of slavery. I'm here for myself, a descendant of slaves, for my country built with their hands, and for my Christian faith, which was used to justify slavery and yet became an inspiration for liberation. On the streets of Galveston, where the Juneteenth story begins, I am greeted by a historical marker. On June 19, 1865, 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, General Gordon Granger arrived by boat with General Order No. 3 in hand, which stated, "All slaves are free." This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and the rights of property between former masters and slaves. To understand this new freedom, I first need to understand what they were freed from.
If I thought that I'd ever be a slave again, I'd take a gun and just end it all right away. Because you're nothing but a dog. You're not a thing but a dog.
We have to make history tangible. History is something you can put your hands on. It's something that impacts us. And the reality is that the past is always present with us. We're still informed by it in some ways. We are still harmed by it. And so how can we work to correct something today if we don't understand how it came to be.
The voices of the past echo into the present here. Pastor Michael Waters, a native Texan who has immersed himself in this history, will translate them for me.
So we can begin with this. This is a manila bracelet. This bracelet was the form of currency from Western European countries when they went to West Africa in order to purchase our ancestors as slaves. 6 to 8 of these would allow you to buy a human being. It's very important that when we talk about slavery, that we humanize it, right? You can miss the humanity when you emphasize 10 million slaves, right? We want to talk about someone's son, someone's daughter who made the arduous forced passage from their homeland to this country. And we also need to talk about the persons who were part of that business transaction. And so this was a part of that transaction. After you had been purchased, of course, you were put in chains. These are authentic chains from Ghana. Just imagine, feel the weight of these, of having these placed upon you.
And these would be placed on wrist or feet?
These would be placed on feet. Okay, these are shackles. And you'd be on the ship for months before you actually set off for passage. Once you came, unfortunately, to these shores, you exchanged chains, one chain for another. These would be the chains of the auction. This one right here says strong, healthy African Negroes, lot number 32. W.W. Wilbur, who was a slave seller from 1806. And so you have marketing and you have branding in the selling of humanity.
So this is an advertisement.
This is an advertisement, absolutely.
We were slaves. We belonged to people. They sell us like they sell horses and cows and hogs and all like that. Have an auction bench, sell the women, sell the men. $200, $100.
Holding those chains was heavy. But Pastor Waters reminds me that to truly appreciate liberation, I have to grasp the reality of bondage. Sam Collins, a local historian, takes me somewhere I've always dreaded, the final destination for the enslaved.
We are at the Varnahog Plantation in West Columbia, Texas. In 1834, Columbus Patent turned it into a producing agricultural location with 40 to 60 enslaved people.
And this would have been where they lived?
This is where the enslaver lived, but the enslaved individuals would have lived in another area on the plantation.
For the slave owner, what was life like here?
Well, Patton was very successful with regards to running the plantation. They produced a lot of sugar, and the enslaved people were the ones producing the wealth. They were not receiving the benefit, but they were doing the work and producing the wealth of this county. And for the enslaver, their wealth was in ownership of the people and what the people produce. So it is grand, but it's not great.
Attempts to justify slavery extended beyond the plantation and the auction block. They touched everything, including the church. But how could the church, which I believe is a place to find spiritual freedom, become a place that defended bondage?
The first way to be okay with treating someone bad is to dehumanize them. And then you won't feel guilty for it. And so they had to dehumanize the group so they wouldn't see themselves, so they could do the evil that they were doing to them.
I reached out to an expert, Lisa Fields, to make sense of it all. And a good place to start was the good book itself.
Anti-literacy laws are created really to keep slaves from reading the Bible from cover to cover, because they're like, we got to stop them from reading the true liberation of Jesus Christ through scripture, because if they see that, they're going to want to be free, because they realize that we're all equal at the foot of the cross. Think about things like the slave Bible. That supports the claim that Christianity is a white man's religion.
What's the slave Bible?
The slave Bible is a Bible created by white supremacists that took out all the liberation passages and passages that point to liberation and freedom and gave it to the slaves as a means to say, hey, this is what scripture says, to further cause them to be oppressed.
So you're saying they took a Bible and then cut some stuff out?
Yes.
Like, was that just a few verses here or there?
No, it was a lot of the scripture. The Exodus account was removed because you got to think about when Nat Turner read scripture, it caused a revolt. Like he was like, no, like reading scripture from cover to cover shows me a different version of God than the one you're trying to push down my throat. They didn't want them to know that they were also created in the image of God, because if they were also created in the image of God, then they couldn't treat them the way they treated them.
The lies and distortions of slavery stretch broad and far, like old twisted branches, infecting the mind, body, and soul of the enslaved and the enslaver.
Just when I thought there wasn't anyone who could be a part of Black MAGA or Blacc or whatever they decide to call it, anyone any more cornier than Tiny Terry, I end up discovering this individual right here. This person goes by the name of King Flies. Now, I had no idea who this person was, but I was scrolling through threads and I came across a video, which I'm going to shortly insert in here. And this dude is taking grifting to levels and heights that I don't even think Tiny Terry can reach. Well, I mean, maybe that might be a stretch considering we have been exposed to Tiny Terry for quite some time. But this guy right here, he definitely is trying to climb his and claw his way up there if anyone will pay attention. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert the video that exposed me to who this guy was, and then we're gonna go from there because we got quite a few things we got to discuss pertaining to this dude.
Yeah, I'm out here with the right folks. Ain't none of that nigga shit going on out here. Look at that. It's quiet, it's peaceful. You don't got niggas begging for change. Do you gotta smoke? None of that shit. It's quiet, it's peaceful. Let's make America great again.
It's quiet and peaceful because those white folks cross the street when they see you coming. You are the most confused, the most backwards motherfucker I've ever seen, for real. You keep showing videos of you walking in this white neighborhood, but no one's ever around you. It really doesn't look like people are welcoming you. It really doesn't. I'm sorry, but if I see a deranged lunatic wearing a Trump hat and a Malcolm X shirt, I'm making a left. You are so desperate to be accepted by these people. You're so desperate for a personality. And you said you're out there with the right folks. Ain't no broke asses out there asking for change. There is one person in that area looking for handouts. It's you. You have a GoFundMe page. You started that GoFundMe to help you out over a month ago, and you shared it a bunch of times. And all you got was $95? You talk so much shit about liberals, and you brag that you live in this all-white neighborhood, and you can't even afford clothes. You can only raise a C note. Here, there you go. There you go. I doubled it for you. Whatever it is in your old neighborhood that you think you're getting away from is the same shit these white people see that you're bringing to their neighborhood. Why don't you get a job, King Flies? Why don't you pull yourself up by your bootstraps? Why don't you ask your daddy for help? You're over here struggling in Trump's economy, and you're talking all kinds of shit about liberals and Democrats when you're struggling. Dude, with the skills that you think you have, you're going broke, and you're going to be homeless. You're going to be living in the alleys, and you have to change your name from King Flies to King of the Flies. You know, you talk shit about Renee Good, George Floyd, immigrants. You're pretty much an asshole to anyone who's not a straight white conservative. You are really a shit human being. And where did that get you? Catering to the ones who really don't like you? It got you $95. When you're begging people for handouts, you really shouldn't talk shit. A real man finds a way. He doesn't have a GoFundMe. Go fund yourself.
So y'all just saw that right there, and it came from this YouTube channel. I believe the guy's name is Julian. I'm not exactly sure what his last name is. And when I saw that on Threads, I said, I gotta look more into this guy right here. I actually tried to find the video that he was playing in the video that y'all just saw, where he's walking around in his neighborhood saying, I'm out here in this white neighborhood, you know, it's only white people around, and you know, nobody's, you know, black here, and all types of stuff. I gotta worry about this and that. When I saw that, I immediately thought of what Rob Smith did in a video a few months ago. If y'all don't remember, Rob Smith had posted a video. I forgot what state he was in, but he claimed that he was in this area where there weren't black people around. It wasn't noisy. It wasn't ghetto, and this, that, and the third. And if you notice in that video, just like with this King Flies video, he was the only one there too. Nobody else was around. No white people was around and anything like that. And it's like, yeah, no one's around because you're in an area where they're probably not present, or you're out at a time when no one else is out, or maybe they're hiding from you. Maybe they smelled you coming and said, oh, nah, we can't be around you. And look at this dude right here. He fits the stereotype that he's trying to, quote unquote, get away from. He got tats all over his face. He has locks. He has grills. He's wearing he's wearing a chain. Like, he fits the bill. And I believe this dude, when I was looking him up, I believe he had a Spotify account. So I guess he's supposed to be a rapper. Aren't they all? Listen, they're either a rapper, a singer, or they're trying to break into Hollywood. And when all else fails, let me just hop on the MAGA grip. It is the same wash, rinse, and repeat. But I decided to do some more digging. So I ended up going to King Fly's Instagram account. And man, when I tell you, let me tell you, just after being on there for like 2.5 seconds, it made me want to leave. I wanted to just like run up out of there, but I had to stay a little bit longer because I had to gather my intel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert some reels from his channel, and I just want you to listen and look and try to contain yourself when you view the amount of tap dancing. And I think what makes this tap dancing very egregious, shout out to ZZ, is that you can tell that it's forced. You can tell that he doesn't mean any of the stuff that he's saying. He's definitely trying to garner views and engagement. Some of it works, but a lot of it fails. But let me go ahead and insert some clips.
Let's make America great again. Let's make America great again. Let's make America great again. Let's go. Let's go. I know she's not a Trump supporter, but it's okay. All right. I think I'm in the wrong state for this. How you doing, baby? Let's keep America great. Trump is the greatest president of all time. Let's go. You Trump supporter, huh? Oh, she ain't a Trump supporter. That's okay. That's okay. Make America great again. Oh, you're a black man. You shouldn't wear that hat. Nah, I can wear whatever I want. Right? Respect, man. Y'all keep it locked down.
Safe you well. Safe travels.
Appreciate your service. Real talk.
Thank you, brother.
Peace. Take care. You ready to cross, ma'am?
I am. Thank you, dear.
All right, let's go.
Step by step.
Take your time. I'm right here.
You're very kind. Thank you.
No problem.
That hat of yours sure makes a statement.
Yeah, it keeps the sun out, though.
Well, thank you so much, young man.
Anytime. You have a good day now.
You too.
Boy, if you don't get the fuck out my face.
So as you can see from all those nauseating clips, and trust me when I tell you there was a whole lot more. I mean, it was a plethora more on his Instagram account. That had to be some of the most ridiculous things that I have seen from someone who was so performative. I mean, the guy's walking in Target. You notice at the end of the first video, he said, maybe I'm in the wrong state for this. So you just basically admitted that you are going from place to place. You're basically playing hopscotch to try to garner attention. Now that another person this reminds me of is that I always forget his name, but I never forget what he does. The one that's always on the plane taking selfies of himself or recording himself on the plane wearing his MAGA shirt and looking in the camera as if he's trying to be a model or whatever. He's trying to be I don't know what it is. And he's trying to garner attention. What it is they're doing this because they're black and they're trying to see if they can get people to notice them and say something. Like almost one of those how dare you moments. That's what they're doing. All of it is very performative. I can't take any of these clowns serious. But really where I couldn't take this clown serious was in the last two videos. The one where he's talking to ICE and the one where he's helping this old woman across the street. Anybody could tell with a good pair of eyes, or even maybe not the best pair of eyes, that was AI. And he has a few AI videos on his channel. I just didn't scroll down far enough. but he inserted the video of him talking to ICE and thanking him for a job well done. Then the one with him walking the old lady across the street and then acknowledging and complimenting his hat. I think I saw another one where he was working for ICE and he tackled an immigrant and a host. Like, it's just straight up lame. But I wanted to show you something else too, because in the video, remember the guy Julian had mentioned something about him talking about George Floyd, because why not? That's part of the grift. So I made sure to get this. This is off of, again, his page. Now, you see where it says George Floyd, that's his tombstone. And it says, I had to get George Floyd an oxygen tank. That is an AI video. And I just basically screenshotted it. And it was him walking a dog, carrying an oxygen tank and putting it there next to George Floyd, basically insinuating he needs air because, you know, he basically was strangled to death, you know, with the asphyxiation, which now go against the narrative that they put out there that he died from a fentanyl overdose or a drug overdose. That goes against his narrative. So if that was the narrative he was running with, he killed his own argument with this stupid video. But then notice on the other one, it says, congratulations, 6 years drug free. They can't come up with anything original because they've been saying that. They say that every freaking year. And that's going back again to what the guy Julian said about him talking about George Floyd. And those were the two posts that I came across. I'm sure that when the anniversary, which is at the end of May, is going to come up, I'm sure he's going to do it again. I swear this dude is a clown. So remember when he was talking about he had a GoFundMe? Well, this is it right here. He actually literally does have an active GoFundMe. Now, I can tell that when Julian made that video, it was a little bit older and probably not too far off either, because it's not a huge gap from the $95 in that video and the $120 you see right here. So he has a GoFundMe that's currently active called Stand with King Flies for Unfiltered Conversation. So he's basically trying to do a podcast where I'm sure he's going to do more of the same that he's doing on social media right now. And by the way, this dude has an Instagram. I think he has a Twitter account and a Facebook, and in all three of those places he is doing the same thing that I showed you on Instagram. He's doing on Twitter the same thing he's doing on Twitter and Instagram. He's also doing on Facebook. So it would have been pointless for me to show you everything from all of the social media accounts that he's attached to, because they all reflect the same exact thing. So as you can see, he only raised $120. He only needs $1,100 or a little over $1,100. And he only, of that 120, only 8 people donated to him. 8. Mind you, if you look at all his social media accounts, you would think that this dude would have been able to raise that money probably within a day, if not within the week of him posting it. Because the Instagram account that I got those reels from is like at 76,000 plus subscribers. Followers. And I'm sure he has followers that are scattered all over the place. This just shows you that Blacc MAGA, they don't care about you. That you can't even get $1,100. That is pathetic. This also, again, reminds me of that pastor or whoever he is, the one down in Florida, the one who was on that Jubilee thing with Mammy Seals, who got fired. And he tried to create a Give, Send, Go, and he needed like $1,000, and he struggled to even get $600. This dude is, I think we found one who's doing worse. And you want to know what's the most interesting thing about his GoFundMe? Is not that he's trying to raise $1,100. It's not that he only got $120 thus far, which, by the way, the last person that donated to him was like 2 days ago from the time of me recording this video. I bet you by the time this video goes up, he still won't have the $1,100. It's not the fact that he wants to create and do a podcast and that he's grifting. The funniest and most interesting part is about this GoFundMe is the date in which he created it. This clown created this GoFundMe where he's trying to raise $1,100 to do a podcast and only raised $120 so far at the time of recording this video on February 16, 2026. I am recording this video on April 3rd, 2026. The video that I showed y'all at the beginning, that was posted on the man's channel like a day or two ago, like maybe April 1st. So he had this GoFundMe up for over a month, going on 2 months. By the time y'all see it, it'll be about 2 months. and he couldn't even get $1,100. He doing all that tap dancing, all that grifting, and he can't get and raise $1,100. And the crazy part about it is, for someone like him, you would think $1,100 wouldn't be a lot for him. You would think he would be able to get that. It's not like he's trying to raise $11,000. He's trying to raise $1,100 or a little over $1,000, and he can't even do that. So now people are questioning: is this guy is probably broke, or as in business world they say, broke, busted, and disgusted? Wow. This is just hilarious, y'all. This right here might go down as one of the funniest, most ironic bed bucking Hall of Shames that I will have done all year, and it's on a brand new entry. It's not even someone that I've talked about before. That is crazy, but I don't feel nothing for him. I don't feel bad for him at all. This King Flies dude must have came in late on the grift train, and he's trying to ride the coattails of the grifters before him, but he's riding a dead grift. Like, it's not working. If he can only garner $120 from 8 donors, and he posted this up in February, and it's now April. In mid-April, by the time y'all see this, it's done. It's over with. And the fact that he couldn't get $1,100 on his own, but he had to create a GoFundMe for $1,100. That is insane, which means his grift wasn't paying him. He was basically just getting on by, and he thought that people was going to flock to him, and he's still doing it. That's the crazy part. He's literally beating what they call a dead horse. Wow. This is another level of insanity. And you know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And that's what he's doing right here. People have called him out on it from what I've seen. But then again, you have some idiots in there literally commenting on those AI videos thinking that it's real. I'm like, really? You couldn't tell that was AI, even down to the actions that's being done in there wasn't even real. You think an ICE agent is going to let you walk up to them in an airport and just shake their hand? Like, what? But, hey, have at it. I guess this is the interesting part right here when they say you can't knock the hustle. But the thing is, I have to, because his hustle is not going anywhere. It's not moving. Just like that GoFundMe is not moving.
I don't even want to hear that. I don't even want to participate. Don't even put that on me. Ancestors, get that energy off of me. Please wipe it off me. God, I don't even want that energy on me. Don't put that on me. I don't want to be a part of that prayer chain. Hell to the nah.
I genuinely have idiot fatigue. I have loser fatigue. Jesus, we got the male losers and the women losers. It's too much.
In Black America,
so the whole black community, everywhere I went, they was Vlad hate. Everywhere I go, why do you mess with him? He is a culture vulture. All this, it was all this about Vlad. I made you guys accept Vlad.
Might have to drop a dime on this.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Stop it.
I don't like that shit.
For sure, bro.
I don't like that shit.
All right, y'all, we back with another video, man. Y'all know how we do. I always push and help well for the better understanding of self. So we got Boosie. I'm gonna play this clip with Boosie. I'm sure probably y'all seen it. I had to address it, okay? Because if you seen my last video, I was with Boosie. Boosie was saying, "Hey man, Vlad, I need more money," and I didn't like that our brothers was getting on Vlad, because y'all know I did the cancellation on Vlad. Okay, it was for the Farrakhan, and it was for sneak diss in the black community. Okay, and Boosie was still going to see Vlad, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to knock our brothers from getting their money. And then Boosie came with this to 25,000. He wanted more money, and I was still, I'm for it. I like that he was getting his own content. But then Boosie came out and said this.
Hey, video dropping, part 1 of my interview dropping on Patreon tomorrow. I need all my fans to support it. But for the fake fans, let me check y'all for feeling like I've done Vlad something wrong. First of all, I'm the one made y'all like Vlad. All the Black community was against Vlad. He's a rat. He sends people to jail. People die after his interviews. All this shit. I the one made y'all accept him.
Boosie, what in the hell are you talking about?
First it was Boosie, he talk over you in an interview. I hate Vlad. Everybody go on this thing. Why does he ask questions that send people to prison? What I used to do, I stood up every time. No, they send themselves to prison. So the whole Black community, everywhere I went, they was Vlad hate, Vlad hate. Everywhere I go, why do you mess with him? He is a culture vulture. All this. Yeah. It was all this about Vlad.
It's all of that, Boosie. What are you talking
I made you guys accept Vlad.
Oh my God.
I steady went on his podcast and made you guys accept him. He sent people to jail. No, they send themselves to jail. Why does he ask for it? I don't know. All I know is he's not what y'all shaping him up to be.
Yes, he is.
But the whole Black community, even the rappers, the rappers caught me and say, man, why you fuck with that white boy, man? Why, bro? When he do all this, why, Boosie? These the same motherfuckers now will go on a Vlad TV interview.
No, the fucking won't.
So remember the hate you had for him.
Never go on a Vlad interview.
I made you accept him. Boosie, I made you accept him. Everybody was negative. Corona time. Everybody. This was everything. Every vlog, every site I went to. Boosie, why do you fuck with him? Why do you do this? Why do you do this?
Exactly, Mars. The hell with Vlad.
I made y'all accept him. Street niggas at first did not want to go on Vlad TV. Right. But Boosie doing it, so that makes it okay for them to do it.
To hell with Vlad.
So realize that when y'all say this and that, like I've done, no, man. I stood up for this dude a million times, bro.
For what?
When the whole industry was calling him the police, this, that, he's this. Y'all was making him out to be such a bad person.
He is the police.
I made you accept
working with the police.
I made you still fuck with him.
No, you didn't.
Remember that.
Now, when Boosie said this, we know that there's nobody bigger than the program. You can't say you giving somebody a pass. One man can't give nobody a pass out here.
Right.
I don't care what you do. We still put Vlad TV on that cancel list. We ain't watching his content and stuff like that. We're not doing it. We gotta have people stop thinking they bigger than the program. You're not bigger than the program. No matter how much he paying you, he has to pay you. He has to he ain't imagine going on Vlad for free.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what we'll do with some of our people. We're gonna go on there. Vlad has to pay, but then it comes to a point that where the disrespect to the community, the culture, what these people are doing online, we are going to disassociate ourselves with them. And we want y'all to do the same thing. But when you think that because they can give you a check, that you can kind of mend fences, we don't like that. You might as well just stay out of it. So now that he's explaining that he feels like this, it's more looking like a money grab. It's looking like he was more, this is just trying to make Vlad pay you more money and using us in
that's Charleston way.
When if you was really rocking with us like that, you should have stood on business and started your own right then and there. When people were saying that,
yep,
man, why you going on Vlad? Why you going on that? You should have started your own stuff. Boom. But to say this to the black community, to say like, dang, like what you did for, you ain't do nothing for Vlad. You was just somebody on that getting paid to do an interview. We still don't care about what Vlad got going on. You can't save him.
With him when he was with Wappy.
And we got to make sure all of these celebrities and everybody know when we cancel you and we do with you, can't nobody save you. You're going to get behind one man and think one man going to be able to say, hey, man, you good. It don't work like that. So I want to know what y'all think about this, man. Boosie definitely disappointed me with this.
Definitely.
You know, but he did it to himself. You know, he did this to himself. Shout out to everybody who support the grassroots movement, everybody that's at the bottom of the grassroots movement. I'm looking for a few grassroots people that's trying to get their name out there and, you know, standing on principles and morals. It's always good to network and connect with them. And we do got on the 30th, you guys. Make sure y'all, I'm going to have a link in the description where y'all could get the tickets. But we're having a meet and greet in North Carolina. Okay, we're going to put together a show. We want y'all to show out and show up. So we want to be scheduling to be able to talk, you know, face to face and not put everything on the internet. So even if you can't make it, make sure you support it so we can keep this going and keep communicating, boots on the ground. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace and love.
A community must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control 4 basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive and compete.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.
I got a little baby kitten. Little baby kitten want to get active now. Ooh, I should talk about this one, but I'll save this one for tomorrow. Okay, Lady Che, what are your closing thoughts as you woke up to this madness?
I like Boosie. Boosie fucking crazy. He thought that he made Vlad tolerable. I mean, Vlad is like every politician that a nigga need.
Mm-hmm.
He has to pay. He has to pay. Like, there is no going around it. He has to pay. Why? Because he's eating off the culture. He's eating off the culture. If you listen to one of his interviews, like the second one to the last one, where he talked about how much money he has to pay, Boosie,
yeah,
amongst anybody else, he has to pay them. He should be taxed the most. What we saying ain't wrong. Anybody and everybody, except for him,
right,
went to jail.
Yeah. He went to jail too.
He went to jail too. Off of a Vlad interview. Right afterwards, Vlad be asking him detective ass questions,
mm-hmm,
getting you to slip up and tell your business. Shit.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have died off of an interview off of that. An interview off of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotten away with acting like he ain't did nothing or he's not responsible. In all actuality, Vlad's responsible for a lot of fucking incarcerations or deaths. You know what I mean? Whether anybody want to believe it or not, maybe not this year or last year, but definitely the years before. His content isn't even watchable, really, because we've been discussing this with the Black community for a long time to not go back on there.
Right.
For brothers and sisters not to go on Vlad
For the longest.
For the longest. and yet they still go on there. So they
Oh
must go on
Lord,
there.
remember the Nemesis was on there. Ugh.
So they still go on there. He'll interview whoever it gets, whatever. But he has to pay them. He has to pay. He has to pay. That's just the rule.
Right.
Why? Because he's white.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a culture vulture. Because he culturally disrespects the culture, even though he's with a sister.
Oh God, that's the worst part.
Right? He's with the FBA sister. So when he disrespects,
Yeah, remember he wouldn't show his face.
Who do you think he calls? He calls Tariq.
Yep.
To smooth it
To
all
try
over.
to defend him.
You know what I mean?
And Tariq said, I ain't defending you, Vlad.
Yeah. What is this, man? Love you, Serena?
Getting in your bag of goodies.
So yeah, so he has to do it. He has to do it. And it's not gonna stop until our community stops going on his motherfucking program. He will forever be making money off. No matter how much he pays, he knows he makes way more money.
Not
At
from
least
interviews.
15,000 more in profit off of us.
Mm-hmm.
So
they tried to get a black professor fired from a yeah, I remember that.
yeah, they tried to do that too, and that didn't work. They tried to apologize, and what do you do? After he apologizes, you continue to disrespect him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he has to pay. Boosie didn't get nobody to, because Vlad was being a hoe way before Boosie came on.
XRP. What is XRP?
What is reference?
XRP. World Speech. Free speech. Okay.
So what? Vlad's a culture vulture. And you don't believe it, that's a real problem. But the people that in culture know exactly what we're talking about.
Right.
He's a fucking culture vulture. Yeah. Vlad,
Adam 22.
Adam 22, 1092, Jake,
Brandon, Mile High Minute.
Mile High Minute, all the white boys that eat off the culture. That interview our brothers, sisters who do rap or music. They are culture vulture.
Yep.
They have to pay.
Yep.
They cannot get away with paying.
Right.
They cannot do a wicked interview off the cuff. Nobody does one with them. Nobody. And why? Because nobody really fucks with them like that.
Right.
You can say all you want to, but you're taking a bag when you go to an interview. You have to. You're a dumbass if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, if you're gonna go on that whack ass platform, at least get paid.
To like 8 minutes a piece and makes money off of it. He's constantly making money. He paid you 50 or paid you 30,000. You made 70,000.
Charleston White said he paid him 40,000.
Well,
that's the only reason why Boosie even said anything. It's because after Charleston White went on there, or to Kasi 6ix9ine went on there talking about he got 40,000 for an interview. Now Boosie got an issue with it. And Boosie been on there, I don't know how many times, at least 10 times. What are you doing, little baby?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna wrap this thing up. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Season 6, episode 23, part 2 of the Front Line Blacc News. Join us later on today, because this is now Monday, for part 3. In the meantime, make sure y'all like and subscribe to all of our platforms. Shout out to everybody that tapped in. I'm gonna go from the very beginning. Let's see, we have Mac in the building. Salute to Mac. Salute to Shabaka for staying with us for as long as he did. Shout out to Michael for always coming through. Shout out to Big E for coming through. Shout out to a goddess Navi for coming through. Shout out to some of these people was trolls. Jake Leet. Shout out to Mars. Make sure you sub up, Mars. Black Low Key. Make sure you sub up too. Appreciate you coming through. Who else? What's this? Chennai. Chinri. Appreciate you coming through. Y'all hear the little baby. K. Lindsay Jr. Thanks for coming through. Who else is in here with us? I think that's it. And anybody that was peeking and not speaking. So peace, love, light, reparations, and separations, and delineations, and Black empowerment. Che and Kruma and Lady Che. Signing out from the Mile High Income and illegal migrant flooded city in a sundown town. Well, Lady Che is in a sundown town known as Aurora, Colorado. I'm in Denver, which is not far removed from being a sundown town. All right. So we'll see y'all later for part 3. Peace.